we've reached a special time of the year. A time of the year like no other. A time of the year where we all get to make the biggest, grandest proclamations, find a way to make grand takeaways, find a way to change our judgment of players, get excited about some guys, slander some guys, based on nothing but footage of them running against air with no pants on, just shorts in training camp, running backs breaking off 40-yard runs against nobody that's not allowed to tackle them. It's a great time of the year. It's the first week of NFL training camp.
Man. I've already read multiple Jalen Hurts quotes from training camp. He's giving out bars already.
I've seen Quentin Johnson make catches against nobody. Special breakout year coming.
I feel like a kid on fucking Christmas, bro. This is my first ever NFL training camp as a NFL fan, and I'm looking forward to go ahead and get hype off of absolutely nothing.
It'll be a good time because we're as the show goes on, as we continue to do it, we're kind of giving like a live reaction to your decision to decide what your favorite team is going to be as a new football fan. This is the time of the year. This is the time of the year when you can learn all the wrong things depending on which fan bases you listen to.
Brother, I'm not going to lie. Someone said that low-key you guys are infecting me when it comes to some of the opinions you guys have. And it's the most hilarious thing ever because they're wrong. You guys are knowers. I know when it comes to these specific training camp antics, I might be swayed by some quotes that Jalen Hurts might have. I might be.
Naturally.
I'm going to let it happen.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's part of the process. But like you guys see by the title, we're not here to discuss just training camp today. We are going to pick the most underrated team in every division. And what that means to us is, obviously, this isn't the best team in the division or the worst team in the division necessarily. It might be. But I think it's just based on what we feel like the general consensus is right now among, what their betting line is for how many their win total is. That plays a part of it. General sentiment among analysts, fans, etc. Just which teams we think in every division are going to be better than the masses think.
100%.
And there's very different reasons for different teams.
Yeah, it really is like, all right, who's catching a lot of slander on Twitter on my specific timeline? Because I do feel like there are a couple teams, like especially in every division, like it's hard. Like you obviously can't pick the team that is favored to win whatever division they're in, and then there's some teams that are gonna suck and they have the worst odds. But everyone's like, I mean, they're kind of nice. Yeah. Like it's whatever. Like that's the team that we're trying to lock in.
Exactly. So obviously not the Super Bowl contender. Everybody agrees, and that's a team that's dog shit. And we know they're probably right about being dog shit. It's a nice in between team in each division that could surprise some people, whatever that means.
All right, let's see what you guys have for me in store.
Let's get right into it. Before we get into talking about the most underrated team in every division, in our opinion, we were blessed this week. I don't know if y'all saw, but it's basically Christmas for us as nonsense content creators who like to talk about everything but the game. A lot of NFL teams have put out their alternate jerseys for this year. We got new uniforms to grade. We're going to react and grade the best and worst alternate uniforms of 2025.
Oh yeah, we're eating. We're eating. I feel like, I don't know, like with jersey culture, and especially like in the NBA, with the rollout of city jerseys, and there's just like constant jerseys coming out. It's not like that. The last time that I can remember like everybody being locked in on every single jersey matchup is when like Color Rush was happening, and it's like Thursday night, and it's like, all right, what kind of foolishness are we gonna watch here? But there's gonna be some Sundays where it's like, yo, this is disgusting. Yeah, this is nasty.
And there's way less volume, obviously, of new jerseys in the NFL compared to NBA. So there's not quite as many shitters as like we have to get shitters every year in the NBA because there's 30 new ones every single season. But I don't know. There's a mixed bag this year. I think there's a lot of great ones because a lot of really throwback based. But there's some interesting ones that we will have opinions other than that's hard.
Show them to me.
Reveal them.
So we're going to grade them A through F. First off, we got the Chargers new navy jersey.
Hard.
They win again.
I'm sorry.
They win again.
This is insane. The navy blue, their color scheme just goes crazy regardless, no matter what. It could have been all black. I'm pretty sure they've done that in the past, or maybe they will do in the future. Who the fuck knows?
Black would have been tough. They've never done that, but that would be hard.
Look at me getting my word in. NFL, hit me up. I have ideas for you. This is an A+.
Yeah, listen, we're 10 straight titles for the Chargers, 10 straight Super Bowls of the Super Bowl jersey championships. We've been here every single year. We're still here. This is all I got going for me, but continuing to hold that crown. It's funny because for my whole childhood, navy blue was their base jersey and the powder blues were the alternates. And everyone was like, the powder blues are the best in the NFL. Do it nonstop. That's what we want every week. Then they switch to that as their base. Now they bring back navy and they're like, whoa, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. You guys just have so much on stock and in the back room that you can just constantly just pull out.
Yeah.
And so it's like whatever jersey is not being shown 8 times a season, we're gonna bring that back next year. We're gonna please everybody.
Yeah, this is the easiest A. I like it more than powder blue now, just because like back then when I was younger, I loved the bright colors. Yeah. And like now I'm older, I'm like, oh, I like the dark color. It's elegant, it's sleek. I like it more. Like the taste has changed over the years.
This is just calm. This is something I could wear every fucking day, bro.
Yeah.
So I get it.
And I like the way the numbers are compared to their base jerseys. They have the dark stripe inside the yellow, whereas the regular jerseys just have the two-tone numbers. Perfect. They filled the Charger bolt. They don't usually do that. Normally it's been outlined lately.
Good job for you guys. Good job for you guys.
A+.
But is it the best one they added this year? I don't know. There's some other heaters coming. Next up, we have the second Charger jersey of this list, the yellow, what they call gold alternate jersey.
How can you have such greatness and such trash
Yeah.
in one drop, right?
I'm not gonna lie. This is a stark drop off. I was just about to say they should never ever tap into the yellow base. God damn it! I see that they tapped into the yellow base.
Yeah.
Smells like piss already.
A little banana action going on. Not great whatsoever. It's listen, we've learned this from NBA jerseys. Every team is appealing to the younger generation. The youth loves bright colored neon jerseys. I'm sure this will sell like crazy amongst 6th graders. This is probably rocking middle school discourse. It's probably the best jersey they've ever seen. Can't say I agree. Can't say
and
this is
that's
my
fine.
one.
It's okay. The jersey itself is fine, but when you put yellow pants on top of that, and then you go yellow socks, then you go yellow cleats.
Now my eyes start to hurt.
That's too much.
It's like a bottle of Sunny D.
That's
Too much going in my
much.
brain, bro. Yeah, just too much all at once.
Sunny Delight, Derwin James. It's crazy.
I don't. Yeah. F. I'm going with the F on
And it's the same thing the Lakers do. They call it gold. That shit is banana yellow. It is the most yellow I've ever seen. Not a lick of gold in sight. Nothing's ever been more yellow in the history of yellow than this.
This is too much.
I'm giving it a D. Maybe if they wore like white pants, it'd be better. But the all yellow, I hate it.
It has
I don't like
potential. I think I could go C because the yellow jersey in itself isn't bad, but you guys are right. It's just entirely too much yellow on yellow on yellow.
The only way it works is with the white socks, because even the yellow socks over here, that's not the same yellow.
It's not. That's actually gold.
Yeah, that's a different yellow. And then if you look at the Herbert picture, he has the blue socks on, and I can just see just from the knee, right? Just from the knee and the shin, that's not a good combination. The only way you can get away with this is to slightly throw in some whites, some nice base colors that we can do things around to really make the yellow pop. They're just not doing it. They just say yellow, yellow, yellow.
Thank God we don't have a yellow helmet. Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's next year. That's honestly, that's the move. You see a lot more teams being very much more creative with their helmet selection. That's on the way.
Yeah, don't love this one. Next up, we have the Steelers 1933 comeback.
Disgusting. What is this in my face? I didn't know that. Oh my God. This should have been thrown back. Burned in the files.
So obviously they've done 1933 throwbacks before, paying homage to the steel workers that made Pittsburgh what it is. They made it to the grand city it grew to be. So shout out the theme. Dope theme. Fucking horrendous jersey. The khaki pants kill me.
Bro, the poles are just...
The khaki pants are hilarious. I guess it's supposed to look like worker pants. It looks ridiculous.
There's not a lot from 1933 that I want to bring back.
Yeah.
That's very much, that's a singular era in American history.
That's like a quadruple entendre there.
Yeah, I know. Let's just keep that over there. We can keep it moving.
Not the best era.
Exactly. We can keep it rolling.
The yellow helmet is interesting. They could wear the yellow helmet with like their all black jerseys. That could be interesting. But the yellow helmet with this abomination of a yellow jersey, this is bullshit.
It's low-hanging fruit, but I'm going to take the joke. This is a Bumblebee Transformers jersey.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. I don't like this.
The khaki just come the fuck out of nowhere, bro. It's so nasty. If they had black pants, it'd be like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. Still not the greatest, but it's not bad.
Jake from State Farm pants.
Exactly.
This
is crazy.
Exactly. Like, why are you wearing Dockers on a football field? Why is that a thing? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to wear some like Patagonia.
Oh my goodness. If they put the Finance Bro vest over there?
Yeah, some Sperry's. Yeah, this is an F. This is absolutely horrendous. It's almost like when they do these throwbacks, they're not allowed to look good. Like, it's like they're playing like a joke, like they're leaning into the fact that we look goofy as fuck. Doesn't make it less goofy as fuck that you're in on the joke.
Oh my God. Just because of this throwback alone, to be honest with you, they are a little bit lower when it comes to where I lay my fandom. Yep. Absolutely. Immediately.
Tough. Next up, we have the Buccaneers switching the creamsicle jerseys to the white version.
Creamsicle.
Last year they brought out the orange creamsicle throwbacks.
Relax.
Now they brought out the white ones.
See, I like this. This is much cleaner. I like this a lot more than the orange version of it.
Really?
I do. A lot of people don't even like the at least Bucks fans. They don't really like the creamsicle ones because they sucked whenever they wore it. So it's like I don't want to see this again.
Yeah.
Like you're giving my grandpa PTSD of whenever we're going 2-14 every single year.
Yeah.
But these are hard. These are very, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm giving these an A. This can contend with the navy blue.
No, yeah, this is one of the best jerseys in the NFL immediately.
Yeah.
So far, it's the best on this list. I agree.
It's very, very close to like Kansas City Chiefs like esque, but like the colors are slightly different. But hey man, all white. I see I see football uniforms.
You can
very
never do
high
wrong.
floor.
Yeah, all white with a unique, specific, bright color. I rock with it.
You can never do wrong with that. Also, is their logo different as well?
On
their
the
shoulder
helmet?
pads?
I
And on
can't
their
see. I think
helmet?
it's a throwback logo because this is a throwback jersey color scheme.
Okay.
You can't
yeah.
see in these pictures, but yeah, it's a throwback logo.
Okay, yeah. This is a 10. This is an A. Easily.
Yeah. Easy A.
Good job.
We got the Saints' new gold jersey. Once again,
They've been stripped out of all their swag in this one.
we
right
as a
here.
society need to come together and decide what gold is because this is sand. This is khaki. This is beige. This is a graham cracker jersey.
This is what I look like after I don't put lotion on my knees after the shower. This is terrible.
This is truly hilarious. This is truly hilarious.
Hilarious.
I'm making up new words to describe how fucking dog shit this is.
I'm not even worried about the jersey. Cam Jordan, what's going on with the hair, man? you know in Thor, Idris Elba's character, right? The one who's in charge. That's what he looks like right there.
Yeah. This is a solid throwback helmet. I mean, solid alternate helmet. I
No,
like
it's
that.
not.
It's okay. It's solid. The jersey, the color is nonsense. This is bullshit. This is a flesh colored jersey. I can't stand it.
Which is ridiculous because the Saints do have just on a week to week our base uniform. The Saints uniforms are clean.
Yeah.
And
see, Saints fans complain because back in the Reebok days, the gold was actually gold. And now their gold in general is this weird fucking tan color. So this is just like the most hated part of their team, just like push forward.
I would hate to suck and look awful while doing it.
Yeah.
You have no
And that's-
redeeming qualities. Yeah.
That's what they're set up to do.
You're going to get the number one pick and you're going to wear tan doing it.
The arm sleeve is frying me as well.
Oh, yeah.
So much going on, bro.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
No, I kind of like the arm sleeve.
No,
He
it's
got that.
not tough.
If the jersey was better, it would make that look better. But also, I also hate this helmet. That carbon fiber,
Yeah.
big old stripe down the middle.
Just halftone.
I can't rock with that.
Yeah, I'm
God.
giving this a clean F. I hate this. I might hate this more than the Steelers one. 'Cause at least the Steelers one is like paying homage or something.
Has some personality.
Yeah, at least I know why it's trash. I can't fathom why they did this.
Why the hell? You're right. Why is there carbon fiber on their helmets? Do they think they're gonna go faster if they put that bitch on there too? 5% horsepower.
Yeah, clean F to me.
I'm off that.
We got the Browns' new brown helmet that they're wearing with their all brown jerseys to have a full turd up and down the body.
First of all, it's about damn time.
I ain't gonna lie. This is hard.
It
You
is
just
nice.
said last week you wanted them to have a brown helmet.
And they listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll put you in touch with my connects. And
Okay,
at least
okay, say less, say less.
Clearly, we're working on something.
The brown helmet
This
is nice.
makes sense.
I will say the brown helmet is dope. I like the matte. All brown though, head to toe.
No, it's clean.
That looks insane.
I'm a monochrome
No.
type
That's
of
gonna
dude.
look terrible on the field.
No, it's
No.
Brown helmet with a white jersey. They have a really clean all white jersey. That with the brown might look cool. All brown does not do it for me.
Nah, it's okay. When they get that zoom in and the mat is the mat showing, it's gonna be okay.
Bro, it's all brown.
You don't. What's wrong with all brown? I'm all brown. You clearly don't fuck with all brown. What are you trying to say, man?
Well, if you were out there naked, I wouldn't say you had swag on either. I wouldn't say you put that shit on the field. And like, I don't know, maybe if they had their old jersey that was brown with the white
Wait, talking
number.
about this whole jersey sponsored by Dew Wipes?
Yeah, they
No,
have
no,
to-
you're lying. You're lying.
The Browns dude wipes.
Oh no, dude wipes.
Come on,
You guys were just about to get an A+.
they make it so easy for the jokes.
Damn, bruh. This is
All right, we'll go D. We'll go D.
Dookie D.
No, I like the helmet a lot, but I don't love the all brown combo.
Yeah.
We got the Washington Commanders bringing back the look that they had a few years ago before they changed the name, but with the new logo and new helmet.
F.
F.
It just doesn't move me at all.
It's a better jersey than what they have now, I think.
I mean, listen, what they have now is some ridiculous.
Is it that bad?
I'll give it a solid B. I mean, it's their better looking jersey with their appropriate helmet. So they're bringing back the look, but bring it to the modern era. It's a
They are
solid B.
correcting themselves.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think
It was that bad? Wow.
this entire jersey, it just has to go. I'm giving this an F. Because anytime that this jersey's on the field,
Yeah.
you're getting like 20% of people who are like, just bring it all back. And it's like, yo.
You're flying too
Yo,
close to the
relax,
sun.
relax.
You're getting them a little bit of ammo. You're putting in people's
Yeah,
minds.
relax, sir. Okay. We're just here to watch some football. Okay. It's not what you think it is.
I like it. I'll give it a B. It's a solid look. I'm almost positive this is going to be their eventual all-time jersey whenever this is currently an alternate. I bet a year from now they're going to make it their regular jersey.
100%.
So I like the change. Let's go back to some ones that debuted last year now. What about this Broncos orange jersey?
I'm getting chills. Ooh,
This
these
is
are
so
hard.
hard.
These are perfect.
These are hard.
This is A+.
These are like
Oh my
Florida
goodness.
State jerseys. Florida Gator jerseys.
I was going to say Florida
actually.
State. What?
Yeah, Florida Gators. Ugh.
Yeah, this is. I love a '90s throwback jersey, and the NFL also loves a '90s throwback jersey. They're all coming back in recent years, and they're all perfect.
Oh my
This is
goodness.
insane.
All you need is bright colors and a nice basic number with a basic stroke around the number. Not too much going on with crazy fonts, trying to do too much hex patterns, halftone dots. Just keep it simple
Bro.
with good colors, and it works.
With a jersey like this, I expect your defense to be elite for whatever reason.
And
It
guess
has
what?
to-
Guess what?
It's
It is
elite.
elite.
Yeah.
It's elite.
Pastor Town won a DPOY in this jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Easy A. What about the Bears? The one they brought back last year with the stripes on the shoulders.
See, so I liked this at first, and when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it's an A. After seeing it throughout the year, it's okay. It's solid. Like,
Solid C.
like B minus. Yeah,
The
it's
helmet's a little weird. A little Michigan Wolverines action going on with
Yes.
these lines
It's
going
like
back.
3 stripes is kind of crazy.
It's a lot of stripes just all
Yeah.
around.
It's like, damn, you want good with 1? You want 3? All right.
The double stripes on the shoulders throw me off a little bit, being on the
Yeah.
side and the top.
This feels like a C. Very standard, very basic.
It's very just okay.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great or terrible opinions today. This one's nice and regular.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got tape. Eagles, Kelly Green.
Come on, man. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Potentially the most overrated jersey of all time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just looking at this photo of Jalen
Tell the people
Hurts.
you just bought one.
I'm looking at this picture of Jalen Hurts, and I just feel my IQ and my wisdom just rising as days goes on, bro.
You feel more
For whatever
emotionally
reason.
mature the more you look at it?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm coming into the next day as a new man, better man. The folds under my bed is more corrected. Bro, I just feel good.
Your posture, you're feeling right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is.
Standing up straighter, teeth whiter, hairline crispier.
Crazy.
10 out of 10. This is an
10
A plus
out of 10.
jersey.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. easy.
One of the best jerseys in NFL history, obviously. I hope they keep it around forever. We got from a couple years ago the Colts Indiana Knights jersey.
Trash as fuck.
They don't even. I think this is out of the rotation now. I just had to include it because it's hilarious. This Duke football jersey. This is horrible.
The black helmet, too. This looks so oddly placed.
And the jersey has this weird like lines on it that makes it look like it's like a sweatsuit. Like it's that heathered gray on there.
It looks like a carpet.
Yeah.
It's truly horrible. This is truly one of the worst NFL jerseys of the modern NFL.
This is the jersey that they give to the school on like Last Chance U.
Yeah, this definitely is
It's a
JUCO jersey.
JUCO
This is a
jersey.
JUCO jersey. This is Liberty College.
I hate this.
This jersey set their organization back by 10 years, damn it.
Yeah, it's starting off a young project quarterback's
That
career
was
with this
Anthony
jersey.
Richardson.
Yeah.
That was
Hey
not the
man, they
jersey.
came in at the same time. Chicken or the egg? I don't know. Terrible.
Wow. Everything sucks.
Everything's terrible.
Everything
F.
sucks.
And that's the last one.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna see more consistently good jerseys, which we did this year. But overall, totality wise, I'm thinking like the NFL has it on top of the NBA.
Oh
But
no,
There's
they got
plenty
some
of great ones I didn't
stickers.
show you. They've brought a lot of good alternates back in a couple years. I just didn't show them all, so I don't have a good balance. But
all right, we'll see on the next one.
much higher field goal percentage than the NBA.
All right,
Now let's get to the main topic of this episode, the thing we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about the most underrated team in every single NFL division. Me and Donovan both have 4 divisions each that we picked the team for. We don't know
Okay.
who the other person picked. We're going to go one by one and, tell you guys why we think they're underrated, what that means, because some of the teams I picked are underrated because I think, they're going to be better than people think. But that doesn't mean I think they're going to be contenders or anything.
yeah.
Might not even mean they're going to be in the goddamn playoffs. It just means they're going to be better than whatever the consensus is. Donovan, what's your first team?
All right. Where do you want to start? You want to start and then
Actually, let me go first.
Yeah,
'Cause
go.
I have one, the quintessential one we got to talk about. We got an
Alright.
elephant in the room. NFC North.
naturally.
The most underrated NFC North team is the Chicago Bears.
How? I feel like every year especially over the last like 3-5 years.
Watch out for the Bears.
Exactly. Watch out for the Bears. Oh, they're turning it around. This is going to be the year. And then next thing you know, 10-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, coach fired. Like every single season, it's some type of just incompetence that hits this franchise. And so I don't know.
And I understand that. Every year is their year. Every year there's a reason to be hype. It doesn't come to fruition. That is true. It has been true for the last 2 years. And when they were offseason champions and it did not work. And that is precisely why they're underrated. Because everybody is too fucking scared to acknowledge the reality in front of us that this is actually the year that they made sense, that they actually made changes that are clearly going to work to some degree, I think. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but I don't think they're going to be fourth. However it nets out, I don't know if they're going to be last in the division.
Okay.
And okay, so really, the Vikings can't be the most underrated team in the division. They're highly respected, are going to be good, are expected to be good. So they can't be underrated. Lions won 15 goddamn games. They can't be underrated. Only other question for me was the Packers. It was really between the Packers and the Bears. I buy everything the Bears are selling this year. And which is like everybody does every summer, I know. But this year feels like the year it's for real. I fully buy that Ben Johnson's going to work. I fully buy that he will bring in an offense and figure out a way to get the most out of Caleb. I fully buy that Caleb isn't trash. Like some people are down on him and thinking that he wasn't worth the first pick. I'm not low on Caleb at all. You combine that with the most creative offensive play caller of the last 5 years in Ben Johnson. I like the combination. I like that Dennis Allen is their DC. I always like when a team hires a former head coach that was a DC and that got an opportunity to have the head job. Didn't work out, but if they got the opportunity, you know, they're one of the best DCs out there. That's the only reason they got the head coaching job. So I like putting him there. There's a lot of experience across this coaching staff that can help Ben Johnson make the transition. I love all the changes they made to the roster. I think they actually have what should be a at worst, top 15 offensive line in the NFL.
Wow, that's a humongous leap, bro.
Yeah.
Humongous leap.
Listen, the bar is pretty fucking low from what they had last year. I think Joe Tooney is obviously one of the best interior guards in the NFL. Drew Dahlman is a great run blocker at the very least. That'll help. Up and down the roster, I think they saw their weaknesses. They improved it in free agency and in the draft. They bolstered their strengths that are going to help Ben Johnson get his guys and get what he wants talent-wise in the door. They got several yak weapons to do his whole play action, get creative ball handlers in space and get them moving like they do with Amon-Ra. Got Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, DJ Moore, all great players that can do stuff with the ball in their hands after the catch. I don't see any reason to not believe it other than past trauma.
Okay, so I think in order for us to have this conversation, we need to spell out what success is for these teams. Because like we can't just be like, oh, they're gonna be nice, they're gonna be frisky, and then just kind of like skate away. If you think, okay, they're gonna make all these changes, everything's gonna work. What does that mean to you? Does it mean that they go 9-8? Like, are they finally above 500? Are they making the playoffs? Are they winning a playoff game? Like any of that. What is your top success mark for the Bears then?
Make the playoffs is the current goal for me, I think. Okay. I don't think you can't build Rome in a day, obviously. And I think Ben Johnson is a first-time head coach, so there will be some hiccups. There will be some things to figure out. As much as I believe that he can get Caleb Johnson going the right path, he still has a lot of improvements to make, and I think Ben Johnson's the right guy to help him improve there, but it takes time. So I don't think they're going to be some contender year one or anything. I suppose it's not impossible, but I think the goal will be to get one of those wildcard spots because I assume Detroit will still win the division. Yeah. I won't be shocked if they make the wildcard. Would you?
Okay. You know what? Then I agree on your underrated because I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs. Wow. Like okay. I don't think that.
I'm not saying they will, but that's like possible. That's it's in the air. Like obviously it comes down to health and execution, and these margins are razor thin. But like
whatever, throw it out.
I think they'll be good enough. I think they'll be good enough.
No, yeah, okay, whatever. I think that like, okay, yeah, I think that that's fair. I do think that Chicago, like instituting. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this in terms of like, like what is the Bears offense going to look like? And they're trying to, put people in whatever roles that Ben Johnson was using in Detroit. And a lot of people made the point of, where he doesn't have the same offensive line, whatever. It is going to take some time though. Like even if you slide out like, okay, DJ Moore can be this kind of player. Caleb can take a step above. Like, Caleb is different than Jared Goff. DJ Moore is different than Amon-Ra. Yes. Like all of these, every player that they have is very different than the kinds of players that they had in Detroit. So I feel like it's a little bit reductive to just look at Ben Johnson and say everything that they were running in Detroit, they're going to do the exact same thing in Chicago. And because of that, because I do think that he is going to change a lot of what he's doing, I think it's going to take time. And you look at the rest of the division, and not to say that Ben Johnson is going to be a bad coach. This is one of the best coached divisions in football. Like Dan Campbell clearly understands how to lead a program. Matt LaFleur can win games with Malik Willis at quarterback. Kevin O'Connell has, revived Sam Darnold's career, and he's done a whole bunch. Like, there's so many factors for the Bears to overcome that even if they're competent, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't know either. Like I said, I'm not sure, but I do think that, I don't know, their over-under is 8.5 wins. I think if you polled every single NFL fan, they'd probably most would pick the under because they're scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like being snake bitten 3 years in a row. And I feel like 9 or 10 wins is very reasonable. And you're right. Obviously, Ben Johnson isn't.
10's a lot.
Yeah, that's
10,
a lot.
10's in that specific division, 10's a lot.
It is, again.
Who do you see like in that division falling off?
If anybody, the easy choice I think would
Lions?
be Minnesota. I think.
Yeah, because a rookie quarterback that's probably a bigger unknown than people are treating it. Like their roster is incredible, but people assume JJ McCarthy will be able to step in because Sam Darnold can step in, and it's like, oh, they can make it work with anybody, right?
Damn, that's just so disrespectful to Sam Darnold, but I get it.
But it's probably true to some extent.
Yeah,
but it's not like JJ McCarthy was a 25-year-old rookie ready to step in like Bo Nix. He was one of the youngest rookies in that class from the quarterback position. Very raw. Could take time. So that
he was making very nice throws in preseason.
Yeah, he was. I'm not saying to fall off, but I just think that, and again, it's not even really about them making the playoffs. At the end of the day, it's just about, I think they are clearly a lot better, and people are scared to admit it. And everything you said is true. I am happy that Ben Johnson learned from Dan Campbell on the culture side, how to start a franchise. Everything I'm hearing him say in the media, obviously, coach speak, you can only learn so much in the beginning of the job. Sounds encouraging. Sounds like a guy who understands the attention to detail necessary, the buy-in necessary, holding everybody accountable, saying all the right things to build a winning culture from day one, the attention to detail necessary. I think he's a fucking insane person, which is something you need from a head coach building a culture. He seems like he's crazy about the details, and that works out for him. And yeah, it won't be the same Ben Johnson offense 1-for-1. Yeah. No smart offensive coordinator does the same offense no matter what, depending on the talent. Mm-hmm. It will be changed depending on who he has and how to get the most out of every quarterback. They were first in the NFL by a wide margin in play action percentage because Jared Goff was incredible at executing that. You could turn his back to the defense, throw in the middle of the field. Caleb Williams was not good at that last year whatsoever. I expect they will not be first in under center play action this year. I expect he will, to whatever degree, will push that style towards Caleb Williams, what makes him comfortable, while also getting him better at that. But there will be a middle ground. Stuff like that. I expect that he will use the weapons at the disposal a lot better than Shane Waldron did. I expect that DJ Moore will actually be given targets in the underneath areas and being able to attack, use his after the catch abilities. I expect Roma Dunze will be used downfield and not Keenan Allen, who isn't there anymore. But, the floor is so low and how these guys utilized last year that Ben Johnson doing the bare minimum, being a regular OC, would make them substantially better. Him being one of the best offensive minds in the NFL makes their ceiling so much higher.
Okay. It's that division is just so hard for me to base out. Also, because we're going into like the third straight cycle of Bears mania. Yeah. Low key, in the back of my head, I was like, are the Lions underrated? Because
how can they be underrated?
Because I do think that between losing the coordinators and then having Ragnow leave and having like your interior offensive line be decimated and then your coordinators leave, there is also a sense where I feel like people are giving the Lions their respect because they won 15 games, because they respect Dan Campbell. But there's also, it's a very cautious, like, I don't necessarily believe this because everyone's also kind of been like, hey, Jared Goff is good. Like, shout out to you, right? Ben Johnson came in, saved your career, whatever. But like, you're Jared Goff. Like, that's how people talk about it. So there is a part of me that's like, maybe Detroit is a little bit underrated because if you think that Minnesota can take a jump or not even take a jump, but just stay at their same level with JJ. If you think that Jordan Love is going to make a jump in that division, how you feel about Ben Johnson, like, is there a sense that like the Lions still do have this division on lock as opposed to it being this wide open, very competitive, NFC North from last year where they won 15 games. It's crazy that the Vikings also won or had 14 wins going into the last week of the season. But I mean, maybe there's a world where Detroit, who had the most injuries on defense that is completely possible, you get all of that back, and then you still have whatever Dan Campbell and his culture and all that, and you're still who you are.
I think the answer there is, I think most people that are like educated fans are defaulting to, they'll figure it out. I don't think most people are saying the Lions are cooked. Obviously, there's gonna be some people that say that.
Yeah.
But I feel like the educated assumption is Dan Campbell will figure it out. They'll find the next batch of coordinators. They're still so talented they can't fall off too much. Maybe they don't win 15 games because there is some brain drain from the coaching staff. Maybe they win 13 games.
15 is out the question. I don't think that's like gonna happen. Also because they won so many like close games last year, and they were fantastic in 1-score games. And you know exactly how they're going to operate. Like they're going to be aggressive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to be very, very intentional with a lot of their play calls. But that kind of stuff, like 4th down success on a year-to-year basis, except for the teams who are like the Eagles, who it's 4th and 2. We're going to run the play, and like we know that's gonna work, as opposed to like the Lions, who are calling different plays on 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that type of success, 1-score game success, like I feel like a lot of that can go. A lot of that does go up and down from year to year. So I'm interested in them. But to the Bears, okay, I can see the world where they make the playoffs. And again, I just don't think it's gonna happen, because I do think that I think that personally I'm higher on Green Bay than I am them.
Earlier in our conversation, or in your conversation, you mentioned how a lot could be contingent on like what these other quarterbacks look like, and then you threw Jordan Love's name in there as well, and it has me thinking. I want to know, going back to the Bears, which quarterback would you rather build around? Caleb Williams edition.
Okay.
So I have a few quarterbacks. I want to know, which one would you rather have? Caleb Williams or this QB? Caleb Williams or JJ McCarthy?
I'll take Caleb Williams, and it's not close.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I mean, JJ might be really good. It's possible. I'm not out on JJ McCarthy, but obviously Caleb has a higher ceiling, has the athletic traits, the arm talent, the improvisation ability. The path to him being a top 10 quarterback one day is so much clearer.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fair to say about a rookie. I guess it's not fair to have him in this list, but I had to say it. Caleb Williams or Michael Penix?
Still going Caleb Williams. Everything you thought pre-draft and why he went higher, still feel that way.
Okay.
They were in the same draft, and like one guy went first overall. The other guy, whenever he got picked, everyone was like, "What are you doing?"
It was surprising.
Yeah. So like, Penix, shout out to him. Right, might be a very serviceable quarterback. I'm not looking. I don't have expectations of Michael Penix as like, can this potentially be one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of expectations, Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels? That's tough.
Nah.
If you really believe in his potential.
Now the convo gets interesting.
Yeah.
So there's like an assumption after year one, people like completely flip their script and they're like, obviously Jaden Daniels will be better forever. I don't know if it's so clear. I'll still go Jaden just because I think he will be a top 10 quarterback for a long time. I think he's already like top 8 after last year. I do still feel like Caleb could also reach that potential. So it wouldn't be insane to me if somebody wanted to continue to bet on Caleb and not waver after 1 year. But I think Jaden Daniels is special, so I'll go him.
I'm gonna go Caleb just because last year was so bad. It was so bad. And so to have the rise to competency that I do think is going to happen, and then start building from there, as opposed to what Jaden or the situation that he was in, which also wasn't like the best, but like, but
he made it great. Year one.
He made it great. I'm just going to be nervous for the rest of his career that like one hit is just going to take, it's going to take him out. Dude, the hits Jaden Daniels takes and his frame, I am very, very nervous.
I think Jaden has shown me reason to believe his ceiling is equally as high, and he's already way better at his floor. I'll go Jaden.
Okay, Caleb Williams or Drake May?
Personally, I'll take Drake May.
That's a lot.
Which is very like, I'm doing a lot of mental gymnastics to pick Drake May over Caleb, but not over Jaden. But I think I like the physical tools on Drake May a little bit more. And I feel the same way in terms of their situations and like what like how bad it was last year, and then the rise to competency with Vrabel coming in. So I think I'm gonna take Drake.
That's a very good point.
I'm gonna go Caleb still. I think people have a tendency to react to the rookie year like it's everything and say they both had bad situations. Drake may look better in his bad situation. Not all bad situations are created equal. He was able to have the specific skills to make do with the insane lack of protection, with the lack of weapons. He may do there. I think what you can do in your worst case scenario is not necessarily indicative of what you can do in the best case scenario. You know, I thought Caleb had a higher ceiling before the draft. I still feel the way for all the same reasons.
Okay. Caleb Williams or CJ Stroud?
I'll take CJ Stroud. I think CJ.
I love Caleb Williams. This is so hard. I'm such a Caleb Williams glazer.
You are.
I guess I'll go CJ Stroud too. You know, he's had a season where he showed us.
No. Stand on it. Take Caleb.
I don't even know how to parse that because like it's all theory with Caleb right now, and we've seen the proof in the pudding with CJ. But I still feel like Caleb has a higher ceiling. But the floor is so much lower with Caleb Williams, though. I need to prove a little bit of ability to be accurate deep before I have this one.
I think with CJ, like you saw what he could do year one and stepping in and like turning the entire franchise around. And then in year two, when your offensive coordinator is actively sabotaging you in the offense, right? when that's happening, and then for you still to come out and when you won a playoff game and you were the AFC South champs for the second year in a row. Like the defense put you in position and you capitalized on however much was needed to get those things done. I'm gonna still take CJ Stroud.
Yeah, you got to give CJ the credit. Caleb was way too unproven in comparison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But listen, give me 7 games of competency, and
you don't need 7 games. You just need a couple training camp clips.
You're right. I need 2 games. Honestly, give me 2 games of Caleb looking good. I'm willing to get back as crazy as I was pre-draft.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I buy going back overall synopsis of the Bears thing.
Yeah.
I buy that Ben Johnson has what it takes to instill a culture and be a head coach. Yeah. I buy that the offensive line is in place now to protect Caleb and let him have a chance to improve on his own weaknesses that were part of protection issues. I buy they have the talent to fit what Ben Johnson likes to do as a play action team and get weapons in space type of team. I think Luther Burden is a great fit. Colson Loveland is obviously a great fit. Obviously DJ Moore, and we all like
what?
Why am I blanking on the last one's name?
Go ahead.
I'm blanking. Help me.
Throw the lob. Help me.
Why am I forgetting his name? The other receiver.
Rome?
Yes, Rome. Jesus.
The Doomsday.
We all like Rome and his ability to be better in year 2. The weapons are in place, and defensively, we know they have 2 great cornerbacks. We know that they have improved defensive line in the draft. I mean, in free agency. Dennis Allen has proven to be a great defensive mind. I think it all comes together, and all the reasons they were trashed last year, I think they've addressed it to some degree. That I'll just be shocked if it doesn't work to some level.
Okay, yeah, it makes complete sense.
And
by the nature of this episode, I guess it does make sense for you to make them the most underrated team in this division.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go to my first team. We're gonna stay in the North, go to the opposite conference, the AFC North. We're gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now,
what? This is so weird to talk about.
What?
Wow.
Now, I want to lay the case out for the Bengals.
Okay, go ahead before I say anything.
Okay, so the Bengals right now. Trey Hendrickson is not at training camp.
Where's he at?
Florida. He's in Florida. He's actively not with them. They are actively in a contract beef with their first round draft pick, Shamar Stewart, because they're trying to change the language in the contract that is different than what basically every other first round pick gets. The owner came out and was like, "Listen, things get scary, and like I don't want him to like be under contract and like him be in jail or something like that."
What the fuck? Would you say that actually?
It was
bro, these owners are
very weird. It's very weird.
Owners are crazy in the league, bro.
It's very weird. Last year, they had one of the worst defenses in the league. They have a team construction that really you've never seen in terms of having a majority of your cap be from your quarterback and 2 wide receivers.
It's insane.
And for all of that, everyone hates the way that the Cincinnati Bengals are operating and are doing business. And for that, I say they can still be a playoff team this year. And that is why I think that they are underrated.
Okay, so spoiler alert, he said all that shit. The real reason is just there's no other teams in the division that could possibly be underrated, so you got to pick somebody. Because
That's also true. That's also true.
Because there's no way in hell you believe the Bengals will be better than people think. The general sentiment is they'll once again be a around 500 team that maybe gets in, maybe doesn't, depending on 1 or 2 games that maybe break their way, maybe doesn't. But they will be on the fringe of 500. There's no way you can look me in the eye and tell me you think they'll be better than that.
So they go, listen, I think 10 games is on the table.
Trey Hendrickson is in Florida.
I understand that.
Assuming he'll be back.
What are their other? So if they don't have their first round pick in Shamar Stewart, who's already a raw prospect as is, that probably wasn't going to make their pass rush better in year one.
Does that make their season harder? Of course. does it make them take the path less traveled? Of course it does. But here's what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is you have that guy at quarterback. You finally have a full offseason where Joe Burrow isn't rehabbing, where T. Higgins or Jamar Chase isn't in a holdout, and everybody is finally like kumbaya with those three guys. Yeah. And all the Bengals need is those three guys, and they could be extremely competent, one of the best offenses in the league. Yeah. And I think that if you have them, the fact that they were 4-7 in one-score games last year, a lot of those games, as per a lot of one-score games, can go either way. And I think that if you get just a little bit,
it's a coin flip.
Yeah,
right.
That's a lot.
If you can go from 4-7 to 6-5, if you win two more of those games, this is a 10-win team.
That's a lot on Joe Burrow's shoulders. You're
Again,
right.
I'm not saying it's smart team building.
Yeah,
that's also the thing that I've been thinking a lot about with the Bengals is the way that they are doing business ridiculous? Yes. Do I think that in 3 years, much less next year, they're going to be set up for success for the next half decade to a decade? No, I don't think that. But for 2025, for this specific year, I do think that they can be better than a lot of people think. And I think that because, again, of having all of the offensive firepower that they do.
It sounds like it needs to be top 3 in order for them to reach our expectations.
They better have the greatest offense in goddamn NFL history.
And it can very well happen. That can happen. If you have the Triple Crown winner, the guy who you are saying could be the best receiver in the league, the other guy who is the best number 2 receiver in the league, who can also be a number 1 on like half the teams, Joe Burrow, who is clearly in tier 1.
Could win MVP.
You do all of that. Those three guys on the offensive side of the ball, you can do that. With them, the question is, can we go from the laughing stock of the division? Can we go from the 29th best defense? Can we get to 21?
I don't think they can. Last year, they were 26 in rushing EPA allowed per play. What is the path to getting better there? What is the path to them having a better...
New coaching. You bring...
Okay.
New coach. And I do, like, that's worth... This is worth something, right? Yeah. Like, even if you have a lot of the same personnel running a different scheme, just bringing in a new voice, we've seen that have a lot of improvements throughout the league. And so I'm not asking them to be a top 16 unit. You don't have to be... I'm understand that the bar is so low.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to be average, right? Imagine having a kid and like, hey, you don't have to get A's and B's in school. You don't even have to get a C. Can you get a D plus?
Their new DC is Al Golden from Notre Dame. And they hired him because they knew they were going to have a young defense that got built through the draft. And he's coming from Notre Dame. Previously was with the team before too, but last stop in college. So I think the logic here is this guy knows how to coach up young talent and get them going in the right position. Great. Where is the young talent to speak of that's going to fix that defense? Shamar Stewart's not there. Trey Hendrickson might not be there to start the season. If he's even there, they might have to trade him at this rate. The progress is going absolutely nowhere. You better hope second-round pick Demetrius Knight Jr. is Ray Lewis. You better hope he's the greatest run defender to ever live, and he comes in and he fixes that shit by himself. Because even if Al Golden is their answer at DC, there is so little talent here that I feel good about that. I feel better about the offense being good, obviously. They drafted Dylan Fairchild. If you tell me he's a above-average starting guard and they can finally have one good interior lineman to go with their solid tackle duo, sure. Maybe we can make Joe Burrow's life a little bit easier if Dylan Fairchild is the one. I'll buy that. Who knows? With the interior lineman in the draft at that point, it's a coin flip. I'm going to give you that coin flip going well. If Trey Hendrickson is not there, there is zero belief in me that they will have a competent run defense to even give themselves a chance of having a competent pass rush on third downs. Like, the talent just has not gotten better in a way that I believe can make them be anything better than their worst case scenario right now.
Oh my God.
Can we work on fundamentals? Because legitimately, this is one of the worst tackling teams in the league last year.
Demetrius Knight, it's all on your shoulders.
They had, right, the tackling was a major issue. And it's very funny because like when you look at a lot of the top teams in the league and a lot of the best defenses, it really is.
They were the 7th worst tackling team in the NFL last year.
Yeah, it's not again, not great.
Oh, that's tough.
A lot of the great defenses, they do a lot of the simple stuff well, and it's like, wow, this team really tackles. This team really rallies to the ball. Can we get a little, just a smidge, just a sprinkle of that? And if you can, and if the cheapest owners in the league can look at Trey Hendrickson and say, okay, here's your deal, or if whoever is, whatever Shamar Stewart's situation is, if you can just get him on the field in the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay, like there's a pathway to that.
I'd be with you. I would understand the vision here if any of that looked like it was going well. But because Hendrickson is in Florida and Stewart
he's in Florida. Just sounds like he's on vacation, bro. This is bullying in Florida.
And Stewart is at his college and he might go back into the draft next year. Like they had no run defense last year. They were top 10 in blitz percentage on early downs to try to finally find a way to get into third and longs so they can let Hendrickson be an elite pass rusher and, give themselves a chance to get stops there. If he's not going to be there either, which I assume he'll be there at some point this season, someone's in a cave. But when we see these holdouts with these star players, there's times where they miss the first couple of games. And this team can obviously not afford to go down early like they did last year and lose early games they should win. That, comes back to bite them in the end of the season when one game is the difference in making the playoffs and not. If we're already going to go through all the training camp and they're not going to have their one single star D lineman, one single star prospect D lineman that's supposed to be the next vision to bolster that on the other side. If we're going to have neither of them and make our biggest weakness that much weaker, I have no reason to bet on them.
I'll also say this. I kind of do hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because also at this point, like if they start out 1-2 again, I'm firing Zach Taylor before we get to week 4. There's no excuse if you are Cincinnati to have this amount of talent offensively and to consistently year after year put yourself in a hole to where you have to go win 5 games in a row to get into the playoffs or to go win 7 out of 9. They ended last season winning 5 straight. It was absolutely necessary that they did that. And so I like at this point, do you have a good feeling? Like I feel like you have a general feeling of okay, like that's a good coach. That's a good coach.
No, I have absolutely no clue if he's a good coach or not.
And they made the Super Bowl 4 years ago. And even whenever they made that run, you're winning all these games by a field goal. You still don't know. Yeah. Is this a good coach? You come into every season, you go down 1-2, 1-4 last season. You lose in week 1 to the Patriots.
Damn.
To the New England Patriots. You lost to them at home because you weren't prepared. I think if they come out and it looks like they're bad again, and all the issues that very well could present themselves very early and very often. If that does happen, cool. Zach Taylor, you're out of here. We're bringing in somebody else, and then we'll make changes. All that, but there is a world because the offense is so potent that they can make the playoffs.
This is like a debate class where someone's given a topic that they have to defend, even though they don't believe it at all in their hearts, and they got to just make some shit happen. He's putting on a masterclass right now because I know goddamn well you're not picking the Bengals to make the playoffs.
I don't know. I don't know. I might. All right, man.
I'll sooner pick every team. Every team in the AFC West can make the playoffs before the Bengals do. Like one division alone can have 4 teams I'm picking above them, let alone the second best team in every other division. They're not even close on my radar right now, unless Trey Hendrickson comes back today.
Listen, man. Listen, there's a man.
Hopium.
No.
Please,
listen,
let's move on.
Look,
God damn.
There's a man that's been running rampant around the league that might get somebody else fired. That I have no idea how it's going to go a couple miles down the road in Pittsburgh.
I'd pick the Steelers underrated before I pick the Bengals. Easily. Just because there's a chance like the Aaron Rodgers still has something in the tank and it works out. And
there's no chance.
And the Arthur Smith defense. The Arthur Smith offense.
Not whatever.
But the Arthur Smith offense is going to assuming they stick to his offense and don't find some middle ground where he gets to do something and Aaron Rodgers commandeers a team, which I don't think he's going to do given the dynamics here. The Arthur Smith offense is going to neuter him, and he's going to have to get under center, hand the ball off, not play Aaron Rodgers' offense. If you tell me that works, and his deep ball connection with DK Metcalf clicks, the defense is still good for at least one more year with Hayward and TJ Watt, newly paid TJ Watt. Like, if you tell me these things click, that Jalen Ramsey works out, there's a much clearer vision of that team being good just because there's a vision on both sides of the ball of strengths. Whereas the Bengals, there's no world in which they have an elite strength on defense.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that. The entire
So I hate him. I don't care.
the entire argument with the Bengals rides and dies on two things. Can your offense be a top 5 unit in the league, and can you win 2 more one-score games where things go your way?
They were top 6 last year. Top 5 doesn't seem like it's good enough.
You have
Facts. You better be one.
Yeah, they got to be like top 3.
Maybe top 2.
to. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Let's go out and let's do it. Let's do it.
I guess so.
Let's have goals for people again, right?
Yeah.
Let's set the standard, and
Yeah.
the offense has clearly set the standard. So yes, but I do think that like if they can get one of them, also like preferably Trey Hendrickson, if you can put him on a PJ and just give him his money and get him back to Cincinnati, then we can do that. But I don't know, 9-8 playoff appearance, that's in the cards for them.
Okay. Let's move over to a division that I think will be a pretty quick conversation because to me this is an obvious pick. NFC East, the most underrated team, can't be the Eagles, Super Bowl champions. Obviously they're rated highly, Can't really be the Commanders.
Yeah, we are.
Just made the conference championship. Rated pretty highly, but there's concerns there. But I think that's a pretty accurately measured team. So it's only between 2 other teams. One of those teams employs Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, whose first pass on 11-on-11 today in the first day of training camp was a pick six.
We don't care about that.
I don't care at all. But it is funny.
Also, you missed a guy, Mr. DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. How could I possibly not
Mr.
favorite
DeVito.
What are you doing? But, Cowboys are clearly the most underrated team in this division.
They are. They might be the most underrated team in the conference.
Wow.
Interesting. And yeah, they're underrated, but also not amazing. Because I think they have the biggest highs and lows of any of these teams we're talking about today, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Their run offense and their run defense will surely be dog shit. Their pass defense and their pass offense will surely be amazing, I think. I think they will probably be, or defense, TBD, they need to be amazing for the best case scenario. Their passing offense will be phenomenal. I feel confident in that. With Dak healthy, with Pickens coming in to complement and finally give that wide receiver 2 they've been desperately needing, the perfect complement to CeeDee Lamb. Everything that one receiver does well, the other person does the opposite well. They're a glove and hand fit together. I think we're going to see so many curl routes to to George Pickens nonstop. Him and Dak are going to eat there. I think they'll sling the ball. We'll get back to a Dak that is competing for one of the highest passing yards in the NFL, back to being the best version of him, top 10 quarterback. Javonte Williams is their starting running back. Sanders is their backup running back.
Yikes.
Jaden Blue is their rookie running back that is drafted, who the only thing you hear about Jaden Blue these days is how all the coaches reportedly behind closed doors think he's not a hard worker.
Is this the worst running back room in the
Yes.
league?
In the
Damn, by
conference.
far.
In the conference.
In the conference easily.
Pretty
Okay.
easily.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's not a question.
I don't have faith that they're going to have a great rushing attack, but it'll probably be fine. They have a good O-line. Tyler Smith is a star guard. They have good pieces around him. They have 4 stars on offense. Elite stars in Dak, CD, Pickens, Tyler Smith. That will give them a good enough high-powered offense. On defense, Micah Parsons could win DPOY this year. That's very within the realms of possibility. I hope Diggs stays healthy. They have some talent in the secondary. I think there'll be a defense that if they can get you in the 3rd and long, they'll terrorize you. They can get takeaways. Micah Parsons is a one-man army himself. But man, their run defense is going to be one of the worst in the NFL again.
I mean, that's kind of how they've operated, even in the 2 years before this last year, where Dak got hurt, where the defense was very boom or bust. Like they were very, very much like, we're going to create turnovers, we're going to score off of those turnovers, and like that's how we're going to provide value to this team. I think, I don't hate that. The funny part to make fun of the Cowboys and to make fun of Dak is that they're always just good enough.
Yeah.
Right. And they're always right on that line. Like even with Mike McCarthy and as like boring or blah that you felt around the team and like whatever long-term like playoff aspirations that they had, they're going to win 12 games in the regular season. I don't know if they're going to win 12 games this year. Like that's a bit of a stretch, and you do have to like have, especially in that division, but they can get to 10. If things break right, they can get to 11, and being in that division, the NFC East is a crapshoot, and it's been like 21, 22 years since anybody has won the division in back-to-back years. Now, you can take that and say, okay, well, obviously, this is Washington's year to go and win it. Teams make rises all the time. Last year, the Commanders, you could have said that they were going to be the worst team in that division, and they end up making the NFC Championship game. Yeah. There's a very real possibility that Dallas comes out and that Dak is healthy and is ready to go and doesn't feel like he has to he's always going to be aggressive, but he doesn't have to put everything on his shoulders the way that he may have felt last year when it was just CD and you have no running back. Now that you have two legit guys, that takes a lot of pressure off of it.
Yeah, and I think so. They're gonna be a high variance team. Like I said, they're gonna be amazing in the pass on both sides, I think, and pretty bad in the run on both sides. But the reason I think there's a world in which they're better than the Commanders, like a non-zero chance, a good chance they pass them, because they have, I think, good bets on both sides of the ball to address those weaknesses that aren't guarantees. So I'm not projecting them to fix those bets, but they need a second pass rusher, obviously, and they need good run defense on the interior D line. And between second round pick Ezeraku, Dante Fowler Jr., who they signed, and the return of Sam Williams, who tore his ACL at the beginning of last year, if you tell me one of those guys becomes that second edge rusher, hopefully it's Ezeraku, and Dante Fowler Jr. can be that third guy that's in rotation, that can make their pass defense elite. If one of those guys has a foothold opposite Micah Parsons, and it's not just Parsons applying all the pressure, that I can squint and I can imagine a world where one of those guys, hopefully two of those guys, hits and they have a legit elite pass rush. They drafted Siobhan Ravel in the third round, who a lot of people like, that hopefully he can step in and be their nickel corner from day one with Jordan Lewis leaving. If that happens, you tell me there's a world in which they have one, obviously elite corner. You have a good nickel who surprises people in Ravel. The pieces are coming together. That might be an elite passing defense. The run defense, I have less hope that something really comes together just because Overshown is probably going to miss the entire year. And that linebacking core is a goddamn joke without him. It's names that the average fan has never heard of across the league outside of Cowboys fans. The hope is that 2023 draft pick Mozzie Smith can have a better year because he's a good theoretical run stopper that hasn't put together, but interior linemen on the defense and offense side typically take a long time to get going in the trenches. You need time to develop. If he hits and you have a decent run stopping DT, several defensive linemen on the edges that can really apply pressure, this could be an elite defense. Like there's a world where every team has their young guys where like, if our draft picks hit, we'll be unstoppable. That's every team can sell themselves on that. They have enough bites at the apple there that I do think there's a world where it really works out.
Yeah.
Does it need to be elite though? It doesn't sound like it even needs to be elite for them to,
If Tyler Booker is a hit with their first round pick and he's a great offensive lineman and replaces Zach Martin, which is insane shoes to fill, and their offense can be like amazing and have good enough run blocking that Javonte Williams can lead an approach, then sure, maybe not. Maybe the offense can be potent enough that they can get away with an average defense.
Yeah.
But I feel better about their defense personally.
Okay.
About the swings there going their way rather than the Javonte Williams just getting the best out of him after 2 years of being trash post ACL. I feel better about the defensive bets going well than the weaknesses in offense.
Yeah, it's that. And on the Washington side, like if you just go up against the competition that they have to play, obviously there's Philly at the top who, like if you want to talk about, the weaknesses that Philly has, are you going to be able to just turn around, hand the ball off to Saquon as much as you did last year? Like a lot of times you see
probably,
but a lot of times you see guys who get 300, 400 touches in a season, and then the next year, like coming off of a 2,000 yard season.
That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, like that's hard, and so just like the overall durability aspect of it, like that's tough. And then on defense, the pass rush, you talked about. Everybody's like, oh, our young guys are going to step up. The Eagles fans, we are doing that to the max right now.
Yeah.
Right. So you have all of that you're trying to figure out. With Washington, they added guys on defense. Not really great guys that they added defensively. And like you make the trade for Laramie Tunsil on one, like if you're the Commanders, you make that trade and you say, he had a bad season because the vibes were bad and he didn't want to be there, but you get him into our building and the culture is different and he's going to, turn right back into being one of the best left tackles in the league. Fine. Okay. But what if he's not? What if last year was actually what his play just is now? And so now you just traded draft capital to go get a left tackle who isn't going to be great, and your offensive line is still shaky. If you didn't give up a lot for Deebo Samuel, what if you try to integrate him into the offense and it doesn't work? What if your entire offense built around whatever Cliff Kingsbury is trying to do? What if that falls apart in October like it normally does? And last year was the aberration. So there's a lot of holes in the top two teams that you could point at, and if you could squint your eyes, then say, okay, I guess like if Dallas is going to get to the top of the division, this is how it would go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I also got to mention Matt Eberflus is back as a DC. Former head coach that got a DC job. Former DC that got a head coach job. Always a good formula to bring them back and to give them a DC job again. Obviously, what they get from head coach will be a big question mark. I feel good about Dak Prescott being good enough, one of the highest floor quarterbacks, that the offense will be fine. Defense, I have some faith in the swings. I won't be shocked if this team is back in wild card race.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is your next team?
Your team, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Ooh.
They're your team for the West.
Yes.
Okay.
So
The trendy pick is the Raiders, obviously.
Yes, but I think that the Raiders are so trendy that it's like, all right,
Exactly.
relax. You know,
Exactly.
like everybody knows that they traded for Geno. Everybody knows that they have Pete Carroll. Everybody knows they drafted Genti. They have, you know, a last place schedule. All those things are very, very known and very loudly being talked about. So everybody's sleeper is no longer a sleeper, in my opinion. So when I'm looking at the AFC West, I'm thinking about underrated. I'm thinking about the Chargers and I'm thinking about the Broncos. And I think the Broncos have gotten a little bit more love just because their defense is actually legit. And you have a DPOY and you've made some moves. And Bo Nix is like, better than we thought. So like now you're starting to see this. I do think that with the Chargers, it's kind of like the Bears where you have to fight this internal, you just have to fight this thing of, well, they're the Chargers.
Exactly.
And so like they're just going to do what they do. And like their win total is at 9.5 and they have the 6th best odds to make the playoffs. So like betting wise, they're not necessarily like underrated like that. But there is a world where they do take steps forward and, you know, they won 11 games. Maybe they still win 11 games, but the product is actually much more believable in terms of like how good of an 11 win team.
You know what's funny between them and the Broncos? Obviously, like everybody's super high on the Broncos defense, as we should be with the additions they made this summer. You would think they're coming off a season in which they were the best defense in the NFL for most of the season, like the Chargers were. Like they were like a all-time great defense, points per game wise for most of the season. And there's some defensive talent reasons why I'm a little concerned that they won't be able to replicate that. But I think their defense is definitely thought of like, that won't happen again. Like it's kind of talked about as a just like, actually, that's just not talked about, I think. The fact that the Chargers were an elite defense last year and probably will be again, just because I think Joey Bosa left and they didn't add big splashes like some teams did, like the Broncos did, so I understand that. But that's super overlooked, that they probably will be a top 5 defense again. And I think their offense, among good teams, probably has the least understanding of any of the good teams across the NFL amongst fans. Like, I don't think people understand why they were so good last year. Everyone like sees a Greg Roman offense and they were like, They ran the ball well. They took the ball out of Herbert's hands. They allowed the team to just ground and pound, play Jim Harbaugh football. They were like 19th in rushing offense last year per EPA per rushing. They were not super effective there, but they were top 10 in offensive passing EPA per dropback. They weirdly enough had a better passing offense than rushing offense under Greg Roman. And I think very little people understand that. And very people understand just how, here it goes, just how brilliant of a season Justin Herbert had last year. It's super overlooked because their style of play was not put him back in shotgun, have him hurl for 5,000 yards like he did in year 2, right? It didn't look the same. But everything we applaud Jared Goff for underneath the lines and doing the play action stuff, turning his back to the defense, throwing over the middle of the field.
Jesus.
That's exactly how Justin Herbert played last year and was just so much better.
Yeah.
He was perfect in that in a very difficult offense. And
dude, fun fact, between weeks 2 and 14, he threw 357 consecutive passes without an interception.
23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. It's a goddamn shame, the most memorable game in people's heads. It was 4 interceptions because it was more than he had all season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been going back and forth all year, all summer, between doomerism, because they are the Chargers and nothing ever goes well, and we were kind of sold a dream by all among us fans that this free agency class would be the one where they drop all their money. They had $80 million in cap space. This is going to be the year they either sign for or trade for stars and, you know, double down on what they were so good at last year. Because last year they weren't even supposed to be good. They're really ahead of schedule. So we really sold ourselves on like, we're going to do the talent injection this year and get great. And they didn't necessarily do that. So I was kind of down on it. And I was kind of like, damn, maybe they are third in this division this year.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, they're going to be really fucking good again.
It's set up. All right. So, and also to your point, so last year, 21st in offensive success rate, 21st in rushing DVOA. The reason why you can look at them and have that doomerism, Mike Williams, who you brought back, just retired.
Yep.
And so that leaves Quentin Johnson, Trey Harris, Brendan Rice, and Kendrick Lambert-Smith. That leaves
outside lad.
Yeah. And so like that, like to be your wide receiving core outside of lad, it's not great depth.
Yeah.
Right. It's not what you want. You have that you mentioned they lost Joey Bosa. They also lost Poona Ford on the interior.
That's the one that pissed me off. I hate the fact they lost Poona Ford.
Which is tough. And so I can see, like, if you are looking at their defense taking a step back, and especially along the lines, replacing Poona Ford and then hoping that Jamar Campbell can come in and then like instantly do all the things that Poona Ford did, like that's going to be very, very tough. But to sign Najee Harris and to draft Amarian Hampton, I personally like those two moves at the running back position. I love it.
Yeah.
To go from J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards to those two guys, I think your floor with Najee Harris gets a little bit higher. And I think for Hampton, your ceiling as a rushing team gets extremely higher. And so even if you want to keep using Justin Herbert as, not this like, we're gonna put you back there and shotgun, spread it out, throw all across the field, and you want to have it in a much more controlled environment, and you want to lean on the run. I think from a running perspective, they're gonna be more explosive, and then
they have to be.
They have to be. You add that, and you add that with the year 2 Lad, who we were talking about a couple episodes ago. We love Lad, and that's a guy that if he was firmly a top 10 receiver or a top 8 receiver after this year, nobody would or at least we wouldn't bat an eye. And so
top 15 at the very least.
He's already that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like I think that's the reason why I feel good. And then first 8 games of the schedule: Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Giants, Commanders, Dolphins, Colts, Vikings. There's 3 games in there that are licks. Giants, Dolphins, Colts. And then listen, they've been losing these games to the Chiefs. They keep playing the Chiefs well. Yeah. Eventually, and maybe it ends up being like a Packers-Bears situation where you could just never beat them. They got to get one. And they can get one against the Chiefs. The Raiders in week 2, you still have to prove it to me. They're very great in theory. You still have to go out and show that you can do that. Bo Nix, same thing. Commanders, what are you going to look like? And then the Vikings, if we're halfway through the season and J.J. McCarthy isn't, coming along the way that we thought, who knows what Minnesota is going to look like. So I think schedule-wise, I think with the upgraded talent at running back, I think the fact that they added Mekhi Becton just from a pure run blocking standpoint.
Yeah, you're very lead there. That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
The reason they sucked as a rushing team last year was purely because the interior offensive line and the running backs weren't particularly good. But the interior offensive line is absolute dog shit. They had a truly terrible interior offensive line. And I think people typically think about them as being a good offensive line because overall they are, because they have one of the best tackle duos in football. But their offensive line was very similar to the dynamic of the Bengals last year, where, okay, they figured out the tackles, they got their high draft picks, and they got them 2 guys there. What else? What about the 3 guys in the middle? Mm-hmm. Stink. And that was the Chargers last year. They were 29th in rushing success rate, 5th in rushes stuffed. 5th highest. So 5th in a bad way in rushes stuff because their running backs were getting hit behind the line of scrimmage because they had truly terrible group there in Bozeman, Zion Johnson, and Pipkins was the starting right guard last year. So you bring in Mekhi Becton, who at the least will be a good run blocker. We'll see what he looks like without the best offensive line coach in NFL history guiding him. But at very least, he'll be a gigantic interior run blocking threat that I think will make them better there. Joe Alt wasn't the best run blocker in the NFL last year, carried by his pass blocking grades. I assume he'll be better in year 2. And then Amarian Hampton could be a top 10 running back next year. Like, he is a first-round pick. At running back, there's a good chance you're a star. He has everything needed prototypically to be a star running back. If you tell me they have a Pro Bowl level running back next year, an improved interior offensive line, so they go from 15th in rushing EPA to 8th to 7th, doing the things Greg Roman wants to do as a rush-first offensive mind, then I can only imagine how that affects the passing. Because their entire approach last year as a passing offense, like I said, 10th in EPA per pass, despite having 1 good wide receiver on the team, 2 good offensive linemen, 0 tight ends. Their tight end room was ghastly. Will Dissly was their 2nd leading receiver in their playoff game with like 27 yards. It was an atrocious talent room outside of Ladd McConkey. Trey Harris, if you can be solid, great. Lambert Smith, if you can be solid, even better. We have a lot of bites of the apple there with young receivers. And one of the most popular names right now among like fantasy Twitter and especially Chargers Twitter and training camp, Oronde Gadsden II. If you can be a vertical stretching tight end, we already signed Tyler Conklin too. There's a lot of these names I'm saying that none of them have to be stars. If they're all decent, that is a much more talented overall room. If you combine that with a better rushing approach, and then you have Justin Herbert in this role as a rich man's Jared Goff in a play action based offense where you can give him a stacked box. They're fifth in stacked box percentage last year, which obviously is why he only threw 3 interceptions because he's attacking from a place of strength because teams have to respect that Greg Roman offense from a rushing perspective. He will once again have the best season of his career like he did last year, where he will be one of the most efficient passers in the NFL.
The tight ends are going to be on the field. Like they're going to have to make use of them because also in that ridiculous wide receiver room, I forgot Jalen Reagor.
I forgot Jalen Reagor is there.
And so you really
and Quentin Johnson, he's looking decent in training camp. Maybe he takes a step.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
No, he did get better last year though. So if he gets slightly better again and is usable, that's also possible. To whatever degree. My hopes are not high.
Yeah. I'm assuming like in terms of pass catchers, you're gonna have Ladd. Maybe Trey Harris comes along in the second half of the season. I'm not gonna put the wide receiver 2 responsibilities on him immediately, but you're gonna be at 12, and then it just they ran 12 a lot last year. They threw out of it a pretty fair amount, and like it was pretty it was fine. They're gonna have to be creative, and like that's not necessarily the number one word that you think of with a Greg Roman offense is like, oh wow, it's so creative, but you kind of have to you have to get there just because the depth of what you thought this team could be, it's still not there yet. So you have to try and scheme things up. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we didn't even talk about their fucking defense, which, like I said, was a top 2 defense for most of the year last year, top 1 in a lot of measurements. Jesse Minter is one of the best young DCs in the NFL. He will be a head coach someday. I am very confident that. I'm hoping we keep him for the next 3 years at least and get a deep run out of him before he leaves for a head coaching job. He is brilliant. This team ran the most simplistic defense ever last year. They ran the lowest rate of man coverage in the NFL. They were bottom 5 in cover 3 called. They ran tons of quarters, tons of cover 6. Very simple defenses, but they said we are going to be the best coach team in these simple defenses. We're going to run the fastest, run the hardest. We're going to be in tune with each other every single layer of this field. Diane Henley is one of probably the most underrated young linebackers in the NFL. I think he's probably on the Pro Bowl path as a pass coverage linebacker. Tuli, hopefully, can step into being a full-time starter opposite Khalil Mack and give them 2 elite edge rushers, replacing Joey Bosa. They drafted 2 young corners last year that became starters, signed some veterans this year to replace Christian Fulton. Obviously, Derwin James is an elite safety. All 3 levels of defense, they have great talent. They got to replace Poona Ford. Hopefully, Jamari Caldwell can do that. But they're one of the best coached defenses in the NFL, that their defensive floor is incredibly high. At worst, they're going to be a top 10 defense next year. Hopefully, it's top 5 again. We'll see how that swing talent goes. But at worst, they will be a top 10 defense. And if we buy the offensive improvements they made, they could also be a top 10 offense if these things go well.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, for us to really, really make the claim that you are underrated, you do have to set the bar and see what people are saying about it and see if, like, do you think that they can reach this level of success? Yeah. Obviously, for them, winning a playoff game is the thing. I think it can happen.
Yeah,
because I remember even going into last year, like I felt decent about him, and then 4 interceptions, but like that's not.
Then Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. terrorized our tackles, and it was just a bloodbath. Those guys got their Joe Alt got his ass whooped. It was crazy.
So
I've never seen a tackle duo that good get dominated that insanely in a playoff game.
So yeah, you have all of that, and that's the part where, and like I said at the beginning, it's the charges of it all.
Yeah.
And are they just gonna find and invent a new way to lose? And if you think that they can hold off on that for one year, yes, you could win a playoff game. So that's
we just gave you the long and short about why you should be a Chargers fan this year. Come to the right team.
I don't know. The conversations about the Chargers are so nasty because I'm looking at all these defensive stats along with all the things you told me about that happened last year too, regards to the loss of certain talent. It feels like no one ever gives them their credit or flowers when it comes to how like historic that turnaround was defensively. And so I'm like, I don't know if I want to be a part of a organization like that. It's not out. The talent is there. But when it comes to thinking about underrated teams, this feels like they are like the definition of that.
Yeah. To your point, you said that turnaround, correct. Because Jesse Minter came in and Jim Harbaugh came in and they made their defense elite out of nowhere. When they had a defensive head coach before that who was fucking disaster and they never had great defenses. And then they come in and immediately make it great from day one. So yeah, it's overlooked because it's not with elite talent. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
times defenses turn around overnight. They
Very
draft
true.
an elite edge rusher, top 5 or something like that, and they just like get a talent injection. This was like purely coaching.
Mm.
There is talent there. Like I said, Diane Henley will be a star linebacker, I think. Khalil Mack's one of the best edge rushers of his generation. They got 2 competent corners. Derwin James, one of the best defensive players in the conference. There's talent there, but yeah, it's mostly coaching, which gets overlooked for at least a couple years until people catch on.
Okay.
Who's your next team?
I forgot that wasn't my team.
You got carried away, bro.
Somehow that
You
wasn't my
introduced
team.
it.
You got it.
Cardinals, I think, is the most underrated team in the
Let's talk
NFC
about
West.
Wow.
Let's talk about
Okay.
It got to be the Cardinals in the NFC West. And they're similar to the Bears in where, like, maybe this is finally the year. We've been waiting. But, you know, this is with the Bears, this is the first year under a new regime that we have more faith in the last regime. The last regime was clueless. We think these guys have the talent in place to be competent and do it overnight. This is the opposite. This team, talent-wise, at least offensively, about the same as last year.
Mhm.
They did address a lot of needs defensively, which I'll get to, which I'm really happy with, especially on the defensive line. But it's mostly that they're year 3 now under Jonathan Gannon and their new GM that came in together. And I think we're seeing progress. And last year it was disappointing because that progress didn't go as fast as people wanted. There were some glaring weaknesses that held them back from really being their best versions of themselves that people expected preseason. But I think when you look at the timeline they're on, year 3 building a program, you look at the fact that last year their passing defense was just trash because they had no defensive line talent on the interior or the edge. And this year that will be different because their problem wasn't that they had no edge talent. It was that they were all goddamn injured. BJ Ojolari should be their best pass rusher, got hurt before the season. He'll be back. They did have very little interior defensive line talent. Draft Nolan in the first round. That should help. He has star upside. If he can be really, guided in the right direction, he can be a star on the interior. They bring in Dalvin Tomlinson, a run stuff in defensive tackle. Great. Darius Robbins also returned from injury. And they signed Josh Sweat from the Eagles. That is a lot of names that can fix that defensive line, hopefully overnight, just by the sheer volume of options of who can break out. And then you get Will Johnson in the second round of the draft, who can do the other side of the ball, the other side of the defense, and help that pass rush by giving you, hopefully, a cornerback 1 that you steal in the second round if he can stay healthy.
Mm.
They have all the tools now to let Jonathan Gannon really do the defensive talent stuff he wants to do. And then offensively, we kind of got to cross our fingers and hope that Drew Petzing figures out how to use Marvin Harrison in the second year.
Yeah.
That's the key because they're gonna be in games and they're gonna be able to steal some games as well, just because like quietly. And I listen, anytime like James Conner is brought up, like that's why I'm saying quietly, because it's like he's not a top 5, running back in the league. When you start listing off the guys, he's not Derrick Henry, he's not Saquon Barkley. You look at the numbers at the end of every year. James Conner gonna be right there, 1,000 yards, right? Just consistent runner. He's gonna play games. Like the Cardinals were able to figure out how to run the ball and how to be very, very efficient on that side of the ball. And so as you're getting improvements from Kyler Murray, now that you added a hopefully like blue chip type of wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., if you can get that to go along with Trey McBride and really open up the passing game, listen, man, that's different. There's no reason why in that division with the 49ers, who have all the questions that they have, and then you have like the Seahawks, who also might be underrated as well, but I think that the Cardinals have a better chance of actually doing something.
Yeah, the Seahawks offense scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Their defense isn't underrated. It's just one of the best in the league, probably.
Yeah.
So like that is perfectly rated.
Yeah, and then the Rams, who, if there was a team, everybody loves the Rams.
Yeah, they can't be underrated.
And so at this point, and the Rams might be a little bit overrated, but
they definitely have a bigger potential downside than people give them credit for, I think.
Yeah.
But their upside's huge.
yeah, but so like the Cardinals right now, plus 400 to win the NFC West. The Rams right now are at plus 175. The Niners are at plus 165. So actually, the Niners are the favorite. I don't know why it's ordered like this, but
yeah.
So yeah, they can do a lot of stuff. Last year, it's very, very, very interesting for the Cardinals to be at the top of the list in terms of success rate, at the top of the league, like top 5 in EPA per rush.
7th in EPA per rush last year.
God
That's
damn.
elite number.
It's great.
They toted the ball. And now there's a pretty big difference. You look at that against bad teams versus playoff teams. They didn't quite get their shit off against playoff teams to the same degree, but overall, elite rushing offense.
Yes.
Now, passing offense, that's the biggest concern for me. That's why I don't know if I'm ready to say they'll win the division, just because they did nothing to address the talent as a passing offense. It's really, can we get more to Marv in year 2? can Drew Petzing use him in more creative ways? Do they want to? I don't know. The big story this offseason has been Marvin Harrison put on 25 pounds of muscle and got jacked because they tried to use him as a true beat you on go ball X receiver last year, and it didn't go well. Him and Kyler Murray never had the connection. I think Brett Coleman said this stat that, if I remember correctly, they threw 44 go balls and they landed 8 of them.
God damn, that's a horrible percentage.
Not great. So I think they still want to use Marvin Harrison that way. He's putting on muscle to try to just be the big, fast, strong, beat you on go ball guy that he was in college. He was one of the best go ball prospects in a long time. But he also was one of the best route running prospects in a long time. Exactly. He's incredible on interior breaking routes. He should be used, I think, in a more
creative.
Yeah, but just like baseline creative way. Not even anything super special. They don't got to make him Puka Nacua where he lines up in all these crazy ways and runs around. Just do a little bit of some with him. Give him motion sometimes. Line him up in the slot a little bit more. Allow him to work in the middle of the field. I know that's not the main place Kyler Murray wants to attack, but find ways to utilize him other than be our true down the field X receiver. Let him use his route running in more creative ways. That'll help. But that to me is just like, I got to look into the mind of Drew Petzing and hope he wants the same thing. And I don't know that. But the whole reason underrated to me is the defense. I think second half of last year, all their defensive stats were much better. The last 8 games of the year, they had a legit top 10 defense when guys are getting healthy. And I truly believe that all the additions they made on the defensive line will make them so much better. I'm glad to have Calais Campbell in the door to mentor Walter Nolan from the beginning. That hopefully that works out well. And I love Will Johnson. If he stays healthy, there's a reason he fell to the second round. Mm-hmm. He's probably scary medical-wise. He probably will get hurt again a lot. That's probably why 32 teams passed on him. But when he's there, if he can be a true shutdown corner for them and give them another corner opposite Williams, that could be a great cornerback duo. And you already have Budda Baker, 3 elite DBs. And if you have a strong D-line and you can really play the way that Jonathan Gannon wants to play, like he did when he ran the Eagles, where they want to send 4, be a true beat you up front and not have to blitz type of defense, and they have 3 great DBs to execute that, I think there's a world where they're a top 10 defense next year.
Okay, so
offense, I don't know.
They're 8-9 last year with all of the mishaps on offense, with all of the bad defense that they played. I'm like 2 weeks away from saying that the Cardinals are going to win the NFC West.
Wow.
A part of it is also like, I'm really nervous about the downsides for the Rams.
Okay.
I do think that all of that stuff is very, very real. And you look at that, like their offensive line with an aging quarterback who was never mobile like that scares me, right? And especially at the end of the season before they dialed it back up, for us to get that quick little screenshot of what life can look like if it's not firing on all cylinders. Obviously, Devontae Adams being in Cooper Kupp's position and providing a much more like even offensive array, like that's awesome. That's cool. But I am a little less bullish on it than I feel like a lot of other people are. And the Cardinals have been steadily building. And I also just like, listen, man, if you can run the ball, you can do a lot of things. You could be very successful in this league if you.
It's a very similar approach to the Chargers offense in that way. It's just can Marv be this true 1A that like brings it all together in the same way that you have an elite rushing attack and then Herbert can give you the ceiling for the Chargers like we talked about. If you can have this elite rushing attack with Connor and then Marv gives you that ceiling, that can be a similar approach that gives him a similar ceiling. It's just an annoying reason for why he wasn't that in year one, because I think it's mostly about approach to how he's being used. And I just don't know if I can feel good about that changing.
Is there anything that you'd want to see out of Kyler Murray outside of like staying healthy, I guess, that could like be a swing factor for the Cardinals?
Chemistry with Marvin Harrison Jr. on these go balls. Like, he's not a bad go ball thrower, but they had bad chemistry for many reasons. I'm sure they can both improve there. Mm-hmm. And just the same story with Kyler Murray as always. You know, it's just consistency and ability to work the middle of the field. He has games where he looks like an MVP candidate, then has games where things are just in disarray. It's all about consistency with him.
Okay.
They need to be playing Call of Duty every night. every week. Chemistry. 2 times a week. You come over to my house, we play Call of Duty.
All right, here's your next team.
Listen, the Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
You are soft launching your Panthers fandom, dude.
Listen, low-key.
Every episode you got something beautiful to say about them.
Yeah, okay.
Low-key, because I'm really high, whatever. But
really high the Panthers.
Yo, man, I kind of like them, though. They are the most underrated in that division.
Okay, what do you feel good about? Their offense or their defense?
Offense.
Good, that's your question.
I think so. The defense, whatever. I'm not gonna
Whatever. The worst defense in the NFL. Whatever.
Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. This division is obviously dominated by the Buccaneers. Then you have the Falcons, and this is just in terms of like odds to win the NFC South. You have the Bucs, the Falcons, and then you have the Panthers at plus 350, and they're sitting there, and you get like the end of last season where you get 10 games of Bryce Young after he comes back from being benched, and the team looks better than what it did. Obviously, like they didn't go crazy, like they still sucked, but like it was much better. And the bar for Bryce Young, it has been dropped to the absolute depths of hell.
Damn.
Because you're not asking, is this guy gonna be the 10th best quarterback in the league? Is he going to be the 7th best, right? Can he be a tier 1 guy? You're asking, can we get him to middle of the pack? Can we get Bryce Young to be the 16th best quarterback in the league? And I think that the path is there. I think that going into next year, you have this offseason of Bryce and this reset. You drafted Ted McMillan in the first round to be an actual number 1 receiver. And I trust in them that they're going to be able to get him the ball, because it's actually very, very crazy that like Adam Thielen was out here still hooping, right, making plays at 30, 33, 34, however old he is. And so if you have that on offense, and now you have this trio, and really like foursome of Tet, Adam Thielen, Jalen Coker, Leggett, those 4 things can work along with Chuba Hubbard running the ball, which was a massive, massive part of why Bryce looked better. It wasn't just because it was like, hey, Bryce, go, we're going to, like, they're not using Bryce Young as Joe Burrow was like, go figure it out. Yeah. It was very much supported by the run game. Mm-hmm. So I'm very high on that. And I actually like what I saw from Bryce Young a lot. So I think that with that, the Panthers can make an improvement. And I think that they are the most underrated.
The offense is an easy thing to project for everything you said. Dave Canales got hired there because he was viewed as a quarterback guru who is a great offensive coordinator who gave Baker Mayfield his first elite season. He's a guy that I trust to build a good offense. I love Ted McMillan. If you want to believe in the Bryce thing, believe in the improved footwork, the ability to read the field, do everything, fine. I see that. I'm encouraged by what they did defensively.
Okay.
And what they did defensively is said, we have the worst defense in the NFL. Perhaps we should put every single resource we could possibly imagine into making that defense better. In free agency, they said, I don't care what happens this summer. I don't care what happens this season. I don't care if Ted McMillan's good, if Bryce is good. We will not be the worst run defense in the NFL again. We will not be an easy lick. They signed Tershawn Wharton and Bobby Brown, 2 good run defenders at DT. Derek Brown comes back healthy, hopefully, this year. So that gives them 3 good interior, they run a 3-4, so 3 defensive linemen that can stop the run much better than they had last year. They signed Trayvon Moehrig, who was the 6th best PFF run defense grade among all safeties. He will get down low. He will kill the run. And they drafted Latham Ransom, another safety, who is a box run defense specialist. 3 interior defensive linemen, 2 safeties, that their only specialty and why they're in this league, besides Derek Brown, is to stop the run. They said, we will not be ran up and down our throats. And they drafted Nick Scourton in round 2, who before his college season was viewed as an elite edge rushing prospect. Then at Texas A&M as a senior, he got up to playing at 285 pounds and had an up and down season. Just looked like he lacked that explosiveness because naturally he plays around 255. He put on 30 pounds to move inside a little bit and help the team fit-wise what they need from him. That didn't go well for him, so he dropped to the second round. He's back down to sub 260 now, so hopefully he can give them a ceiling, potentially edge rusher if that goes well, because I mentioned all this run defense stuff. They were also 31st against the pass. They also aren't great there either. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, I just named a lot of names that should hopefully give them some ability to be competent defensively with just sheer volume of talented players.
You know what it is? They needed girth and tonnage.
They did.
They needed massive amounts of girth and tonnage on the D-line. And they went and they did that. And I do respect them for that.
Yeah.
I really do.
I feel like you guys aren't harsh enough about like how truly generationally bad their defense was. I didn't know they were the worst defense in modern NFL history.
It's so much of just plain facts that they were bad where even if they brought everybody back, you can't be that bad. Yeah. You can't be as bad as what you were. And so the fact that that you are able to just change everything, that's awesome. The thing with this team that I'm really, really going to harp on is the offense, and it is Bryce Young, because not only does this year I feel like rest on Bryce Young, the entire franchise does. When you take a guy 1-1 that is like where everything is kind of attached to. And so the fact that you can draft Ted in the first round, you can get Jimmy Horn in the 6th, who is a speedster and can fly around and do all this stuff. I really like that for just giving Bryce more options offensively. Listen, second half of last season, 6 game winning / game tying drives for Bryce Young. You have that aspect of it. I think that like the fact that Xavier Legette is not going to be like wide receiver 1 in the X role, that's awesome because he just can't do it. Like,
balls bouncing off his hands every 5 seconds.
He had one of the worst drop. I have it right here. Xavier Legette, 8th highest drop rate on the season, 10th highest after Bryce came back as a starter.
Wow.
He can't catch.
Yeah.
Right? He can't.
Wow.
And he's the best one. His talent level around him as pass catchers helped Bryce be trash to the same degree he helped himself be trash. Like, he was not done well to succeed with the talent around him. So, yeah, you mentioned their defense is even worse than we're letting on. Yeah, it's fucking horrendous. But what do you want to see when a team has these exact problems? You want to see them go through free agency, go through draft, and address every single one to some degree. They did that. They got a wide receiver 1, the wide receiver 1 they could to help Bryce. And because they were able to do that, because the rest of their assets went to fixing that defense. You're bringing 2 run-stopping D linemen, 2 run-stopping safeties, 2 highly touted edge rushers in the second and third round, and a wide receiver 1. You're checking a lot of boxes of ways you could possibly improve. Obviously, they got to be good. These players have to come in and actually work out. But as far as spacing out your bets in a lot of areas you need to fix, they did a good job covering all their bases.
All right, I'll do the thing for you, right? Because and I'll be harsh on the defense because I was watching film of the game against the Cowboys, and they had scored a touchdown early, and it was like 7-3 or whatever, and then. Because I was watching Bryce film, and so like they showed the score at the top. So it's like 7-3 Carolina. And then it was like one drive where it stalls out. The next time they get the ball, it's like 27-7. And I was like, damn, like y'all gave him no chance whatsoever. Like they ran it up. And so I like clearly they can't hang on. And they weren't able to hang on to a lot. And they were trailing for a majority of the season. Also, you throw in the fact you play in the NFC South. They have one of the easiest schedules in the league. There is a world where they can take some very quality steps. Though I was looking around for a lot of stats on them. All of them, a majority of them, damn near all of them were trash. Like just awful offensive metrics. The best one that I could find was that they had the 16th best league average.
Damn.
16th best success rate in the red zone. Hey man, we're gonna hang our hat on that,
something.
and we're gonna move forward.
We're leaving here with some metric,
yeah.
and we're gonna move forward. That's the only thing that I could think of for them. But I think that as Bryce is starting to like get back into rhythm, and we kind of had this reset year, and it was crazy tumultuous, which also kind of like, yo, shout out to you to be able to have that level of mental toughness to like be the first overall pick and then get benched and then come back because again the guy got into a car accident. It's not because the coach wanted you to come back.
That's
in,
crazy.
right?
Andy Dalton got into a car accident.
Yeah. And so it's like you're here because the other guy had to file an insurance claim, and so I think that going
the NFL just has the most wildest side stories ever. No, that's crazy.
There's a lot of car related things in the NFL.
Right.
So it's like it's. Seeing him go through all of that and then to be able to provide something that looked as promising as can be given the circumstances. I'm not saying that he looked like a top 10 quarterback. There was still a lot of bad, but going into this year, they can definitely take a step forward. Can they be better than the Falcons? Like if all the Falcons are known for taking swings and misses. If the 2 guys that the Falcons traded up for don't hit and Michael Penix doesn't take a leap, is it crazy to think that the Panthers can be better than them?
No, the Panthers could be a quick turnaround type team that if all these teams we're talking about hit and Bryce Young is at least good, they could be way better than people think. Like that they could have a higher ceiling than that. They could be like competing for a wild card spot potentially as a ceiling. Again, a lot of things that they go well, so I'm not really predicting that, but that is in the cards.
Yeah. So I think that they are the underrated team. I'm gonna pull up the win totals right now because for next year their win total is at 6.5, and it's very, very juiced to the over right now. So basically, 7-10 is about where people think. Can they get to 8-9?
It's a lot. That is a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Impossible.
But they can do it.
Also, Marvin Harrison just got reported he's playing at 220 this year after 209 last year, and there's a picture of him. He's fucking gigantic.
Damn.
Yeah, he's yoked.
Man is yoked.
He's yoked. He's like that.
They're using him exactly like they did last year.
Damn.
They're just saying, get stronger, get in the weight room, kid, deal with it.
It's also really interesting because whenever DeAndre Hopkins got there, like Kyler Murray was like, all right, I'm gonna close my eyes. I think he's down there. I'm gonna throw it over there, and he force fed him the ball. And
That's what they want to do with Marvin Harrison.
yeah, and like I just hope that the chemistry can come along because they were hooping. They were hooping.
Yeah, well, Hopkins is also substantially better at that. But all right, man. Next team, I have the AFC South. This is one of those teams that the divisions that I don't necessarily feel like any of the teams are tremendously underrated. I feel like everyone kind of has a good understanding of them. So this will be a quick one. Titans.
You got him.
It's the Titans. It's the team that drafted the number 1 overall quarterback. Like
Pushing the mic away.
It's the Titans. Like
I feel like no one ever talks about him too. This is like the least amount of buzz from a number 1 quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it's like Tennessee tax or whatever it is, but it sounds like none's going on.
yeah, it's that plus Cam Ward's just quiet and like he's not a mobile quarterback. Like he's not like flashy as some of these other guys. He's just very fundamental, aggressive in the pocket type of quarterback. And like I said, very, very like what the word is, like just solemn personality where he's very serious and not super flashy. Opposite Shador, opposite Travis Hunter was a big story. So there's just a lot of distracting factors from him. And also the Titans just aren't a flashy team even with him. But this is so clearly going to be an improved team this year because Cam Ward is good. Cam Ward is, I think, going to have one of those type of rookie seasons where he's going to give his team so much higher of a floor by him arriving, especially compared to what Will Levis was doing last year and his ability to. Will Levis has unique ability to fold under any amount of pressure.
Oh my God.
It could be the smallest amount of pressure possible.
Calling you bitch made.
He will fold like a goddamn house of cards. He cannot handle pressure at all. Cam Ward is fantastic at that. He's aggressive in the pocket, can push the ball down the field. Callahan is a head coach that should be a difference maker as a play caller, should be an above average play caller for you if you have the requisite protection and quarterback can play. Mm-hmm. I think Cam Ward will be good. I think we'll have a type of stabilizing rookie presence. I think we'll be a leader for them. They rebuilt their offensive line to help Will Levis, and now also this summer. Now Cam Ward's here to bear the fruit. They got Kevin Zeitler in the door, who is old but still playing great football. They signed Dan Moore Jr., which was a weird free agency debacle because he kind of sucked last year, but there was also a bidding war because everybody was like, our left tackles are crap. He's a little bit better. We can mold him to being better.
Yeah.
They got him. I don't know how I feel about the ceiling of Dan Moore Jr., but it's better than what they had before. They already drafted J.C. Latham opposite him, who should be an elite tackle as he continues to develop. They have a good O-line now. Dan Moore might not be even close to their best lineman, which is the best case scenario for him. He could be their 3rd or 4th best. I think if you have requisite protection, Cam Ward is substantially better than Will Levis. You have a solid group of players around him, and Tony Pollard being a good enough running back. Calvin Ridley still having juice in the tank. I think he's a particularly good fit with Cam Ward, who should have an effective deep ball. I think they'll be a pretty solid offense after the disaster that was the Will Levis era. So by nature of being competent, they are very underrated, I think.
Is that too obvious, though, that they're going to...
There's nobody else in that division.
Well, the Jags, Jags are fucking... Who knows what to think of the Jags? And they're getting hyped because they got Travis Hunter. They got Liam Cohen, so they're not underrated.
Yeah.
The Texans are the best team in the division. They're not underrated. The Colts are a fucking disaster. I'm not picking them. I'm not spending time hyping up the Colts right now. So it has to be the Titans.
Okay, I guess... This is just strictly because of what's going on around him, it sounds like.
Yeah. The team last year was 2nd in QB pressure rate at 40%. 40% of the time, Will Levis is playing under pressure. I imagine with this revamped offensive line, Cam Ward will not have to deal with that level of terrible protection, and he'll be better at it when he is under pressure. So I think, well, I don't know, what's their win total for this year? It is projected at, let me look, 5.5.
They can get to 6.
Yeah, they can get 6 or 7 wins. That's possible.
They can win 2 off the Colts. Like they can get there.
Yeah, I think I'd pick them to be the over. Yeah, okay. 6 wins. The Titans team is a 6 or 7 win team exactly.
Nice.
And that's what Titans talk. What's the last talk? What's the last division?
The AFC East, and we are going to the Miami Dolphins.
I was gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about? But then I'm thinking about this division. Obviously not the Bills. One of the best teams in the NFL. Everyone knows that. The Patriots are the most hyped team of the offseason, so they're not underrated. Maybe they'll make a big improvement. Maybe that is true. But everybody wants them to be improved, so that's not underrated. So it's really the Justin Fields-led Jets under a new coaching staff, which could be a good or a bad thing, who knows, or the Miami Dolphins, which are hard to feel good about these days. But so are the Jets. So if you're deciding between those two teams, why do you lean towards the Dolphins?
I picked the Dolphins because the Dolphins' ceiling is higher than the Jets, and this is also another one of those things where it's like debate class have to make it because as I was,
I agree. You're not wrong.
like as I was going through it, like I feel like Mike McDaniel's getting fired at the end of this year. Like I think that is on a very real bingo card of what can happen to the Dolphins this year. And if we talk about the lows. And so I was getting kind of wrapped up in that. And obviously, like, I'm not a massive Tua fan, but the more you look at the Dolphins and what they do, a lot of it is because of Tua and his ability to be accurate and to try and, play within structure. And I think that and the fact that whenever he was there last year, they went 6-5. Like they had a winning record.
Yeah, we talk about them like they're a disaster. They weren't that far off from making the playoffs at their worst.
They were 8-9.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they were 8-9. They could not run the ball at all. And so they tried to make it up by throwing an insane amount of screens. And so it's like you have that, you have Tyreek Hill, who going into week 1 got arrested. Tyreek Hill got arrested going to the game in week 1 in an already like weird situation where
and had a wrist injury.
It's all of that, and
bro,
so
the NFL just keeps on getting crazier, bro. All these random side stories. Okay,
and so it's like
Tyreek Hill is the basis of a lot of them. Notable bad human being.
I'm not even gonna start
from the jump.
Okay,
from college.
So like you have that, you have the fact that so when Tua played, they had an EPA per dropback of 0.157. Which would have been, according to FTN, that would have been 5th in the league for the entire year. And so, passing wise, you can see again where Mike McDaniel wants to lead this offense when you do have talented, skilled players like Tyreek, like Jalen Waddle. The weird thing is that last year, a lot of their passing production came from Jonnu Smith. They traded him away with Jalen Ramsey to go get Minkah Fitzpatrick. So it's like I'm okay with that 1-for-1 swap. Because neither team liked their DB, but then to throw in Jonnu Smith was like, hey, what are you doing? And then to be like, hey, I know that you're kind of upset that Jonnu Smith is upset. Can we interest you in a Darren Waller reclamation project? And mind you, Darren Waller has been out rapping for the last year and a half.
He hasn't been in the league.
No.
Wow.
You know what's funny? That news broke. I went straight to the Sleeper app. Not a sponsor. And I went to my Dynasty League and I picked up Darren Waller.
You're so shameless.
Just in case.
You're so shameless.
Just in case he steps into those Jonnu Smith touches in a high-powered offense. Just in case. Darren Waller, you are now my backup tight end to Brock Bowers in my Dynasty League.
Jonnu Smith last year, 88 catches, over 800 yards, 8 touchdowns.
And Darren Waller is already on the PUP list.
And he was just a throw-in into that.
Well, he wasn't a throw-in. He was the reason that because Minkah is younger and a better asset, so he was the bridging the gap value-wise.
Which is ridiculous. That that's the thing that you have to throw in to make the deal.
Here's the thing: Jonnu Smith isn't that good. Like he got a ton of touches, which they needed, but that was Mike McDaniel's production to me. That was Jonnu Smith did his job. His speed and his after catch ability was valuable. There's a reason that was his 1 year being super productive. So I'm not mad at them not wanting to pay him. They're looking at that and said, Mike McDaniel's made you. That I don't think that's a crazy assumption either. So I'm not super mad at that. Whether or not Darren Waller is the right choice to replace him, I don't know. The timeline of when they had to replace him, not able to draft replacement, is kind of iffy. But I'm not mad at that in theory.
Darren Waller has the last time Darren Waller was 2020.
Yeah. So the tight end room will not be as effective.
Yeah.
But I'm with you that this is the most underrated team.
It's ridiculous.
Because besides
wait, real quick. 2020, right, the last year of Darren Waller, over 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. In the 3 years after that, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 600 yards, 400 yards, 550. It's been a ridiculous, and mind you, the last one was in 2023. Why? Because he was rapping last year. It's ridiculous, and so that aspect is very, very weird. The defense is also it could be, you can kind of see it on defensively.
I feel pretty decent about this team's I don't know if I want to say floor or ceiling here. Okay, the worst case scenario is really bad for the Dolphins. Worst case scenario is you lose Teron Armstead. You already had an iffy offensive line, and now your pass protection falls off because he was the glue that brought it all together. And you still can't run the ball, and you have one less runner after the catch weapon in Jonnu Smith. And God forbid Tua gets hurt again. If he goes out, you're cooked. Quinn Ewers sucks. You're just screwed on the offense.
That's the third string. You know who the backup is?
I forgot who's the backup right now.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson sucks. You're screwed either way. And then defensively, you're still not healthy. Your cornerback room is in shambles post Ramsey. Minka, maybe he's taking a step back, and you can tell yourself either way, but maybe it goes the bad side. Like, there's a real downside here where everything goes poorly. But I think they did a decent job of fixing a lot of their issues from last year, specifically with the offensive line. It sucks to lose Teron Armstead. I'm very, very scared about that. But they have another left tackle stepping in that isn't horrible. Their interior offensive line was the worst run blocking in the entire NFL. And there's some other trash ones. They were a new level of terrible run blocking on the interior. They could not do anything. A run up the middle was a wasted down. That's why they went to so many short passes in lieu of it. And what do? They signed James Daniels from the Steelers, who was second among all guards in run blocking PFF grade at 92.3. Elite. I know not everybody feels... People are teach their own opinion on PFF grades. For run blocking, I am fine believing them that they are approximating that quite well. And then what else do? They draft Jonas Savaiinaea in the second round, which I think the process to trade up to get him was dumb because now they only had 2 top 100 picks in this entire draft. The next pick was in the 5th round, and they have a lot of holes to address. So I think that was dumb use of picks. But if he is good, and now you have 2 starting caliber guards that will let you run the ball again, that addresses a big issue. Devon Achane can get the full breadth of his efficiency like he did 2 years ago and can just make their offense competent again because they have a quarterback in place and have enough protection to run the ball so they can actually force teams to bring their safeties up and open up the vertical passing attack again. I do feel good about that. And defensively, their D-line last year was a disaster, mostly because of injuries on the edge. If they can get a healthy version of Jalen Phillips, Chubb, and Chop Robinson all healthy on the edge, and you bring in Kenneth Grant at DT because their interior defensive line was non-existent last year, if those guys are all healthy, that should be a good defensive line. You add Minka up top now, that gives them a different look. I'm worried about the cornerback room post Ramsey. It's
the worst cornerback room in the league.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't know if I want to go. I haven't thought about it enough to rank them. It's bottom 5. It's not the most talented group in the world. So there is still issues and why I don't think they're going to be great. But I named improved trenches on offense, improved trenches on defense. We know their skill positions are fantastic on offense. If they can bring it all together, their floor is probably higher than we give them credit for.
It is. First 8 games in their schedule: Colts, Pats, Bills, Jets, Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons. They can get some wins with that schedule, right? And they have one of the easier schedules. Now to also, again, I'm going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
The James Daniels signing, that's great. Brody's coming off a torn Achilles.
Yeah, not great.
Right? Like you have that. Jalen Phillips, he's coming back. Jalen Phillips tore his Achilles and then came back from the Achilles and then tore his ACL. Right?
Not great.
Klay Thompson situation. It's ridiculous. So you have those 2 things in terms of like impact guys that are gonna start and you
need them for your ceiling.
Yes, and you need them to be impact players, and you don't know how that's gonna go. Now, again, back to the other side with Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, Zach Sealer, very underrated. Like on the interior, that's all good. You did lose Calais Campbell, who's still hooping.
Yeah,
like he's still actually a really good player. So I like for them to go 8-9 last year, it makes sense because I look at this team and I'm like, if you weigh the good, you weigh the bad, you guys are right there in the middle. Yeah. And so it's anywhere from 7 to 10 is probably the worst that they're gonna be. Because Tua played 11 games last year, and they still, were a game under 500. You can go from 7 to 10 to 10-7 maximum in my eyes.
Their back quarterbacks are Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. What an insane room,
man.
But yeah, their floor is better than we think. They're not a guaranteed disaster. Now the floor can come out from under you, and we can see this go south real fast. That's possible. But it's not a guarantee. Like, I'm sure Dolphins fans are getting beat up by the media because every national podcast they listen to is punching them in the face, telling you we think your team is cooked. It's not a guarantee you're cooked. Good chance you're cooked. You're not. You shouldn't feel great, but there's a world that works.
I think out of every single team that we've talked about so far, I feel the worst about the Miami Dolphins. Absolutely,
they're not the worst team you mentioned on here, but they have the worst downside of what the teams mentioned on here.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the worst team that I guess we mentioned is who? The Panthers
or Titans probably.
Yeah, and those are entirely 2 different situations compared to a team like the Miami Dolphins who's trying to get things going as of late. And
They're win now for sure.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all.
But here we are. They're the most underrated team in the AFC East.
I guess.
And that's every division. We did it. We gave you our most underrated team in every division. Does not mean they're the best. Sometimes it means they're the worst, but they're the most underrated for different reasons. With that being said, it's crayon time. It's time to have some fun. Time for some shenanigans.
Lucky, my brother.
It is TikTok time.
Eat and rejoice.
Whew.
We move.
Welcome to TikTok time. Today, we're going to begin with the draft, and we're going to do a fun one. We're going to draft NFL offenses with only current players who have won an NCAA national championship when they were in college.
Okay. That's all I can.
So the champs that are still playing today. So really that means the last 8 college football championship winners, give or take. We got to make NFL rosters with that. The draft order is Mo, me, Donovan. Mo, who is beginning this draft?
Thank God I am number 1. At my QB, give me Joe Burrow.
Interesting.
Need that fast.
There's a few positions that there's a clear advantage.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure where you're going to go. I'm going to play strategically. Give me Derrick Henry at running back.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to go those positions that are very light.
All right. Well,
If you don't pick your guy now, he's not falling back to you.
I know. All right.
I dare you to try it.
Let it be known.
At tight end, I'll take Brock Bowers.
Oh.
Okay.
I have to go for some positional value there.
Yep.
And then at wide receiver, I will take Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay. Interesting. Then give me Justin Jefferson, the better one.
Oh, fuck.
Why did you pick Chase? You forgot about Jefferson?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they were on the same team.
Yeah. I just figured you want the best wide receiver, not the second best. But I'll take him.
He had just said Joe Burrow, so that LSU team was on my mind. And then I remember Chase going crazy.
Chase was the leading
in
receiver.
that specific game, and so that's why.
But we're getting an NFL version of them, not the college. So give me Justin Jefferson.
Damn. Okay.
Couldn't let him have Burrow and Jefferson. That'd be ridiculous.
Fuck.
Triple crown winner.
I was salivating.
Yeah, not letting it happen.
All right.
Yeah, relax, buddy.
So at my back, go ahead and give me Josh Jacobs.
Yep, naturally good pick.
Okay. And then, damn. This is
quite tough.
Yeah, this is tough. But give me Lab McConkey.
Oh, okay.
Get my first receiver on the board.
Give me Jalen Hurts. I cannot let Donovan get him.
Yeah.
Gotta have that. The drop off is steep.
Damn.
You go ahead and have long hair, man.
I can't believe you didn't.
You
didn't
go
grab
ahead.
him.
You can
That
go ahead and
was
draft
like-
Fabio. He's yours.
That's the most shocking thing.
I thought you were taking Fabio.
No, you can have Fabio. I do not want him on my team.
Yeah.
Because I have Derrick Henry. If I have an elite running back for Jalen Hurts, he's gonna thrive.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to build. Like,
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. At my wide receiver 2, give me my guy. My actual favorite player on the
Ew.
Eagles. Devonta Smith.
Damn, I was hoping I could
Okay.
pair him and Hurts.
Great room.
No. My guy. So I'll take him. And then, I mean, it doesn't really matter who I go with because y'all have both of these positions taken. At running back, give me a guy who could do a little bit of everything. Give me James Cook.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. Got the worst running back here.
Naturally.
Comfortable margin.
Yeah.
Your team sucks. I'm just kidding.
I didn't think he was gonna take Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I didn't think it would either. It was an interesting decision. Give me T. Higgins, a wide receiver 2.
Well, fuck.
Yep.
That's good.
Damn.
I'll let you take whatever tight end you want. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's a stinker list. Interestingly enough. All right, so I guess a tight end. Give me Colston Loveland.
Hasn't played a single game in the NFL. You can have him.
It is what it is. I'm selling high. 6 months from now, we'd be like, wow, bro, Mo was cooking.
Yeah,
with this
he
pick,
bought
bro.
it early.
Little fucking steal. Okay. And for my last, god damn it, I can't believe you took
Should I have
T.
gone
Higgins.
T? Should I have gone T again? Nah, I love.
I mean,
Devonta.
yeah, T's better than Devontae Smith.
I
but
love
like,
Devonta.
it's not like it's a giant gap.
Give me Jalen Waddle.
Okay. So you have
Worst receivers here.
Yeah, you have the worst receivers here. You have a rookie running back. Rookie tight end. Okay. At least you have Joe Burrow.
But I got Joe Burrow. I got
You do have Joe Burrow.
probably the best player here.
Well, best quarterback for sure, which I guess means best player. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so. Tight end, give me Irv Smith Jr.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a hooper.
I am punting the position. Give me the tight end you draft in the 11th round of fantasy drafts when you punt tight end.
Damn, bruh.
All right, see, this is very, very tough.
Bryce Young is right there.
Go for it.
Don't
Nah.
tell me all the love you showing is gonna be fake.
No, it's fine.
Tua's right there.
I'll take
JJ McCarthy is right there.
nah, it's okay. I will take
Stetson Bennett is right there.
I'll take Fabio. I'll take Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. I wish I could.
This draft would have been so much better if it weren't for that one man. The other Clemson quarterback.
If you're allowed to take Nasty Man.
Wait,
I could have been hooping right
I'm
now.
out of the loop right now. Damn,
Yeah.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, Nasty
That-
Man
That's disgusting. Yeah.
won in 2016 or 15? 16, right?
Yeah, he won after, or no, he won before Trevor.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's 16.
16, I believe. Yeah.
Hmm.
So here we are. My team is Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry, Irv Smith Jr.,
Yeah, you lost.
Justin Jefferson, and T. Higgins.
Nice. All right, my team is Joe Burrow. I got Josh Jacobs, Colson Loveland, Lad McConkey, and Waddle.
Okay. And I have Trevor Lawrence, James Cook, Brock Bowers, Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith.
So if these all had league average offensive lines and league average play callers, who would have the best team here?
Probably me, because I think my team is the most well rounded.
Because of Brock Bowers?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Brock and Chase come on, like that is kind of nasty.
Yeah, I mean, Justin
But
Jefferson and
Hurts
Higgins, come on, it's kind of nasty.
and
Derrick Henry running back?
Henry's right there too.
I have a running game with Derrick Henry and a mobile quarterback. It's pretty impossible to guard.
And you
then
got Justin Jefferson
I
too.
got Jalen Hurts, the deep ball specialist, with T. Higgins and Justin Jefferson.
That is nice.
Hold on.
That is a combination. That is a combination.
All right, man. Y'all comment. Let us know who won this. On to the next thing.
It's not you.
It is not me. Okay, on to the next segment. You guys know how I love to do comparisons.
Okay.
Pre-draft comparisons. I have a list of NFL quarterbacks, not only NFL quarterbacks, players from all types of positions. And I want to see if you guys can guess who the player is based on their 1-to-1, 1-to-2 comparisons.
Okay.
So guess the player based on their pre-draft comparisons.
Exactly.
Okay. Something we do on the NBA show a lot. Interesting to see how this ability comes over to the NFL.
Okay. First name up. Who is this player?
So he was compared to Jared Goff.
Exactly.
So this has to be a player in the last 5 years, obviously. Quarterbacks.
not only 5 years.
The
The last 3 years.
Yeah, since Jared Goff was good.
Yeah.
Nobody's comparing a quarterback prospect to 2019 Jared Goff.
Exactly.
Unless the quarterback prospect was mid. That's always a possibility.
Nah.
Comparing a mid quarterback prospect to Jared Goff, it's like, he'll be replacement level.
No, but like after the way it went down in Los Angeles, there's no way anybody would ever dare be like, yeah, that's Jared Goff right there.
So who do you think this is?
When a player has so much promise, like we can't operate like that.
So who is this going to be? It's a non-mobile quarterback from the last few years.
That is just tough.
Like, it's not Bo Nix. Bo Nix was a runner. He's the opposite of Jared Goff. Year before that, is it somebody from the Zach Wilson class?
I will give you guys a tip. He got drafted to a team in the NFC.
NFC drafted quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That got a Jared Goff comparison.
See,
He was top 10 as well.
for some reason, like Michael Penix is coming in.
Is it Michael Penix? That'd be hilarious.
No, it's not Michael Penix.
I knew it wasn't.
It was It was in the year. It was before 2020. Before 2020, I'll say that.
So it was right after.
So it was a mid quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's what Josh Rosen?
Yes, it's Josh
Yeah.
Rosen. Yep. He was labeled as the guy, the most NFL ready.
This is when
QB.
Jared Goff, the story wasn't out yet. He was still young enough that was like, he has all this potential. He might be good.
Facts.
So they
Yeah.
were still viewing him as like a young blue chip prospect.
Yeah.
And then his stock tanked, came back up again. Weird relationship with the Jared Goff fans.
Yeah.
Josh
It
Rosen.
was real.
Shout
You
out
remember
Josh
it?
Rosen, kinda.
What a name, bro.
He's
Who?
in business school right now.
What
Are
the
you
fuck?
dead ass?
Yeah.
Good for him.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, so this is a physical receiver that probably wasn't particularly fast for
Exactly.
his combine, but also you had to be a first round pick to get a DeAndre Hopkins comparison. But it wasn't a speedster.
Just think about these receivers.
So
Hopkins is also like he's regular height. He's not like massively tall.
yeah, but hands. So it's a prospect that was all about his hands, probably. That wasn't the best separator, but he will catch everything.
You are correct.
T.
when it comes
Higgins.
to that. No, not T. Higgins.
All right, I need a hint.
Drake London.
No, not Drake London.
Damn, that'd be a good one.
That's a good comparison.
He's too tall.
But think about things on his career didn't pan out. I'll say that. And he was drafted before or after 2020. So
okay,
within
so
these
plus.
last yeah. So
Oh man,
I'm trying to say it the nice way. All the things you said, all the outstanding traits, like they make sense. You would think that, but it's like the actual complete opposite happened.
Is this Quinn Johnson?
Damn, it is.
You sick fuck. I just knew you were playing a prank on me. And it makes sense. They said first round wide receiver, long hair. He's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, it is nasty.
This pick haunts me in my fucking dreams. This could have been Zay Flowers. It could have been Jordan Addison. And I got Justin Herbert dying out there by himself.
Tough scene. Next
What
player.
a mean pull. I can't believe you fucking put this on. I can't believe I knew it.
AP, Adrian
this
Peterson.
has to be Ashton Genty.
Oh my God. It's not Ashton Genty.
This has to be Saquon Barkley.
No, it's not.
Damn. No, it has to be a bigger running back that's like prototypical size. Like, it's not Amari Hampton. He's not good enough, but somebody that size. Josh Jacobs?
No, he was drafted after 2012. So this is
Derrick Henry.
long time. No, not Derrick Henry.
Who is labeled as a next Adrian Peterson? That has to be a top pick.
Because
He was a top pick after 2012. Ooh,
Ezekiel Elliott?
no, not Ezekiel Elliott.
Bijan?
Not Bijan.
Okay, I'm naming like all the top 10
no,
picks.
because I mean, but those guys are like a little bit shifty. AP is straight muscle, just
Yeah.
has.
It's not Nick Chubb.
Is it Nick Chubb?
No, he wasn't high enough.
No,
for that
not
pick.
Nick Chubb. Sounds like you guys are kind of getting cooked.
Top running backs?
Yes.
I said Zeke and I said Saquon. Those are the last two that were like, oh, is this Leonard Fournette?
No, you're getting. No.
Oh, I thought I had it.
No, not Leonard
Okay,
Fournette.
if it's not Leonard Fournette, I throw in the white
Bo
towel.
Scarborough.
It's Trent Richardson.
Oh,
Remember that guy?
I do.
You're probably like 12, 13 years old.
I
Didn't have
remember
many-
him exactly. Shout
many
out.
good memories, but hey,
Hey man, shout out to Trent. You know,
the people at BR thought he was the one.
You know, they weren't wrong. At the time, everyone thought that. Top 5 pick for a reason. College Trent Richardson was a different animal and the same beast. Did not pan out.
Okay. Next comparison.
Damn, I did not expect that.
I got deep into my bag. Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp.
Ooh.
Sounds
okay,
like a
so
fucking
Cooper Kupp
monster.
is you're white, but
You got him.
but Devontae Adams, you could route people up.
Mm.
So you know what this sound? Listen,
But you're big. These are two taller receivers, especially Cooper Kupp 6'3". You're a big white boy. Maybe it's not a white boy. Is this Drake London?
Is not a white boy. I'll say that.
Okay.
not
it's
a
not.
white boy.
Cooper Kupp. So you're probably slot oriented. That's probably the only reason you give Cooper Kupp.
Probably.
Um,
And then, but the release from Devontae
is
Adams.
this Justin Jefferson?
This is Justin
Let's go.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah. He
How do
was
you guys
viewed-
feel about that?
He was viewed as like a slot specialist and
Yeah.
obviously surprised everybody. People only thought that because he was playing next to Jamar Chase, so he was the second option. So they're like, surely he'll be a second option in the NFL. Nope. Wrong.
best receiver in the world.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Top 10 talent I've ever fucking seen. but I see the vision though. It's not a terrible comparison. That's not an insult.
Yeah. Cam Newton.
I feel like there's only one man that could have gone these comparisons.
Has to be
Pour one out for what is not going well. Anthony Richardson.
No, not Anthony Richardson.
Josh Allen.
It is Josh Allen. The complete opposite direction.
There's only,
What
there's only
should've
two
been.
ways.
Yeah.
There's only two things you
Who
can
are the
pick.
big two beefiest guys?
Good Josh Allen or bad Josh Allen? Pick one.
Yeah.
Yep, you picked the good one.
Easy.
Fair enough.
Okay. Who is this comp?
Is that Jeff Garcia?
Yes, it is. Jeff Garcia. Look at you.
Oh my god.
I was scared for a second.
You're nasty.
I'm
disgusting.
sorry.
You're nasty.
I'm in my bag right now. What can I say?
Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't know.
No, not Jimmy Garoppolo. We mentioned him earlier in this
Alex
episode.
Smith?
No.
Tua Tagovailoa?
You're getting warmer.
I'm getting warmer.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
Yes. Damn.
I was like, which week on quarterback game manager is it going to be? Fair enough. Yeah, I'm fucking shocked I got that one.
Yeah. God, you're in your bag. Okay.
The Jets heard that and was like, that's the number two pick in the draft.
pick. I'm thinking the face of our franchise.
God, bro. I looked
Yeah.
at his. I looked at
That'll do.
Jeff Garcia's like stats over the last, or when he was drafted and all that stuff. I was like so shocked and disgusted that this was an actual comp.
And that's like on the high end. Like you give comps based on like what they can be if things hit.
Shout out to pro days, man.
Shout out to pro
Zach
days.
Wilson had one pro day. He made a throw in basketball shorts, and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is the guy."
Who is this comp? This is Derek Carr.
Saints fans will tell you this is the devil.
Mm.
So I have no idea.
Tyler Shuck.
No.
That'd be funny. This is the next one. So Derek Carr, they must have a strong arm, but they're probably erratic. not the most mobile. I think people typically do the mobility pretty harshly for these. Like it's pretty 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So strong arm quarterback. Not low key.
What year did Carr come in? 2015?
Was this like a low end outcome for CJ Stroud?
It is not CJ Stroud.
Okay. CJ Stroud came in 2014-15. So
no. Okay, so Carr came in 2014.
16 was when he was at his peak. So this is probably not like a good comparison. This is probably your mid.
Derek Carr?
Yeah, this is probably you're probably saying you have a strong arm, but you're not the best processor, and you're gonna throw a lot of picks.
Jordan Love?
No, not Jordan Love.
No, but you got to be
You're
like
getting warmer though.
warmer to Jordan Love. It's not. Ooh, it's not Caleb. It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be a top 5 pick probably unless it's a really weak class. So it's a mid-tier quarterback prospect. Is this Michael Penix?
No, he had majority of his success in the NFC East.
Is this Dak Prescott?
No, it's not Dak Prescott.
Okay, I was like, he came in like right
It's
after
not
him.
he.
Okay, in the NFC
Is
East.
this Daniel Jones?
No, I'm wiring this down one last tip.
Is this Jalen Hurts?
No, you're warm as fuck.
I'm warm as. Is this Carson Wentz?
Yes, it's Carson
Okay.
Wentz. Yeah.
You know
That's
what?
the comp. That's what they called him.
That's not a bad comp.
That's a terrible comp.
Is it? I mean, obviously he got
Shout
hurt
out
and
to BR.
he was worse, but play style wise, I see what they were cooking.
No, the playstyle wise is not correct.
Never mind, I don't see what they were cooking. Listen, Carson, he mean it didn't work out for Carson Wentz, but I understand that comp as a prospect and why they said that.
I don't know. I mean, Carson was just so much more mobile than Derek Carr.
Derek Carr
I think
wasn't a
that's
statue.
that's the part that kind of threw you guys for a loop.
You could actually run have a quarterback run game with Carson Wentz.
Yeah. And I'm not saying they're exact same player, but I see what they're cooking with the comp.
That was weird.
Who is this comp? This is Sean Alexander.
Fucking Adrian Peterson.
No. Getting a little warmer.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely if you give a Sean Alexander comp, you're probably an older prospect and you're the one.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to be a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Is this not?
No, it's not LT.
You're probably drafting the 2000s.
correct.
So it's not Adrian Peterson. Who are the other best running backs at 2000s? It's not going to be.
It's not going to be. I mean, LT was already.
No, LT's too
Yeah.
same generation.
It's not.
It's not Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is too old for this.
It's not going to be Chris Johnson. It's not going to.
Is it Chris Johnson? No, he's not strong enough.
Not Chris Johnson.
Is it Jamal Charles?
No, that's a interesting comparison though. Not Jamar Charles.
No,
They don't play like. I just trying to think of the era. Who else?
He went to college he was a Georgia Bulldog. I'll say that. He was a Georgia Bulldog. I might be giving away a little bit too
no,
much.
I'm blanking.
He was a Bulldog.
I'm blanking on 2000s prospects from where they went to college.
And he wasn't a 2000s prospect either. He was a 2010s prospect.
Oh, is it Nick Chubb?
No, you're getting pretty warm.
Fucking Sony Michel?
No, you're going to be mad at yourself.
I mean, mad at myself?
Yeah, he retired early, I would say.
Retired early.
A 2010s prospect that retired from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too many things going around.
I know.
Now.
I'm blanking.
I'm trying to. I'm confused myself. You're telling me too many things.
I'm blanking.
Okay, retired early, running back
From Georgia. I'm going to be
Who is
upset.
it? I'm
I'm going
pissed.
to be
Who
upset
is
when
it?
I see this.
Todd Gurley.
Oh, duh! What the
Yeah.
fuck?
We can never forget Todd Gurley.
I know. I
Yeah,
can't. And that's a
come on
good
now.
comparison. Folded. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
RP Todd
I'll take that one
Gurley.
to the chin.
Wait, what? What do you mean RIP?
RP's knees.
Oh, okay. Football's crazy, bro. I'm just learning new things all the time. I thought I was fucking dying.
Is Todd Gurley
I'm
dead?
like, dude, I gotta check. I just learned there was a new nasty man in the NFL, and I was like, bro, he was like,
Fair
one
enough.
of my guys.
Fair
So I just
enough.
gotta ask.
No, he's alive and well. His knees just have arthritis.
Alex Smith.
Jimmy
Who was
Garoppolo.
his- Ooh, no.
Tua.
No.
Damn.
These fans are gonna hate you too, also, because you compared him to him.
No, Alex Smith was nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
he was great.
Okay, so this is clearly he was expected to be a game manager as a prospect.
Game manager, but can move a little bit.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy.
I
No.
like that. I like that.
That's a good comparison.
All right, I start throwing them hints out.
All right.
Damn, throwing in the white flag already. The base flag.
Are you really throwing out the
Man,
hints right now?
throw the hints out.
Bryce Young.
No, not Bryce Young. Not Bryce Young.
Jalen Hurts.
You're getting
Dak Prescott.
Yes, Dak Prescott.
Oh,
Okay.
See, he was overlooked. People had no idea what Dak Prescott was going to be. He was a 3rd round pick, I think. Immediate starter. These comps were nonsense for Dak. He shocked everyone.
Look at him.
And also, he's like an incredibly strong arm, drive the ball downfield.
Yeah.
Nothing like Alex Smith.
You think we're watching Mississippi State tape?
The only thing I remember from that is the video of him getting jumped at San Pedro Island.
Wait, there's a
Yes.
man. I'm gonna have so much fun after this.
Yo, he
pod.
got rocked.
There's a video from a spring break when he was in college. got his ass whooped.
Oh man, I'm finna have a time. What the hell?
I don't know why they jumped him, but it was rude. It was rude. It wasn't a fair fight. They were stomping him out. It was like 4 guys.
All right. Who is this comp?
AJ Green, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Damn, that was so easy and fast.
Yeah.
That's good.
I remember
was
that
too
one
easy.
distinctly from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
This was like the 1-to-1 comp. It was like him and Julio Jones. But people said AJ Green because he was a little bit less strong, more of a
Yeah.
glider. So
You
this
can
makes
see
sense.
same number and everything.
Yeah, this makes total sense.
Yeah, you're
It'll
right.
probably still be a good comp, honestly.
That'll be kind of disappointing if it like was accurate.
Well,
Wouldn't
actually,
it
no, because AJ Green is a
be? Yeah, he's
superstar.
one of them ones, but I thought Marvin Harrison Jr. was gonna be like the one.
I mean,
Sure.
we're 1 year into
You're
it.
right.
AJ Green wouldn't be a bad outcome. He's amazing. But honestly, this was a great comp until this summer. Marvin Harrison Jr. put on 1,000 pounds. Now he's a fucking Hulk. So maybe he's been playing a lot differently than AJ Green, who's a slender guy.
It's funny as hell. All right. You guys did pretty good with that, not gonna lie. I thought I'm not gonna lie, I felt very like devious doing these things, especially including Jeff Garcia too. But I'm happy it tapped into your inner child.
I can't believe I got that one right. That was a great guess.
Yeah.
It was completely a guess too.
That's fucking hilarious, bro. All right, next up, I want to play a game with you called Overrated, Underrated, or Properly Rated.
Okay.
So I have a list of players, all types of positions, and I want to know when you think of this player right now and the discourse that's happening around them, do they land on either of these three spectrum?
Okay. Fair enough.
First up, Jalen Hurts.
I mean, he's clearly still he's overrated by people who don't know ball and underrated by nerds. And so I'm going to say properly rated at this point.
He's overrated, but you're allowed to be overrated after you win a Super Bowl. Like, this is your moment to take the curtain calls here.
This
You're allowed
guy's
to glow for
smiling.
a summer. Like,
Wipe that shit off your face, man.
Eagles
Yeah,
fans
you
are
are.
fucking insane.
Yeah, you are.
They're pushing him in top 5 convos. He's nowhere close to that.
He's actually underrated. And you know why? Because people don't take into account leadership.
Yeah, there you go.
When-
The quotes
when you-
are
when
next
you
level.
talk about it.
He inspires men.
I guess so.
Even today, they asked him, right? Because we just had the ring ceremony the other day, and he didn't put his on, and they asked him about it. He said, listen, I'm never going to see that again. I've already moved on. See,
That is so nasty.
he's
bro.
present. He understands what it takes to win. He's ready to do it again.
He'd be a great rapper. He'd be a great motivational speaker. He'll settle into properly rated, but for the summer after you win a ring, you're gonna get a little overrated, but it's okay.
Okay.
He's
I
at
like
least he's very good being treated like a superstar right
He's
now.
still
He'll come back.
underrated until the consensus puts him as the 5th best quarterback in the NFL.
Why do you want him to be
Eagles fans are
so
insane.
bad?
Eagles fans are
What's wrong?
lunatics.
There's nothing wrong with being outside top 5.
There's nothing wrong with having the 9th best quarterback in the league. It's
Listen,
a
man.
perfectly fine thing.
Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen haven't been to a Super Bowl.
God, this is nasty. man.
Lunatics, man.
This is nasty.
Joe Burrow hasn't been to the playoffs in like 2 years, but they're top 4. Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Probably underrated. I think he's been consistently a top 10 quarterback for like a decade almost. And I think Cowboys fans don't appreciate him enough. Most fans across the league only pay attention to their team, what happens in the playoffs. He has not had a great time in the playoffs, so I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves probably. But if you had to build a team and build a competent offense, there's probably not 10 quarterbacks that give you a better chance of week to week success.
The consistency is amazing.
I guess he's properly rated because listen. We are friends with a lot of Cowboys fans. They hate Dak Prescott,
Idiots.
and it's completely like that. It's overhated. But also like there's some people who are like, hey, on the right day, like Dak Prescott, 7th best quarterback in the league, and it's like
It's not ridiculous. No, I think he's probably more like 8th or 9th. He's around
If you're to
that
build
range.
your organization out of if you're to build your organization compared to these two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott, who are you taking?
If I can have the best case scenario around them, I could see the argument for Hurts. But if I'm like, that's hard to do though, right? Like, it's hard to have the best roster possible. Dak, I think, would be better in more variety of scenarios. He can handle more less opportune situations. But if I had the opportunity to build a perfect roster like they did, have 2 amazing deep threats, the best running back in the league and the best offensive line, I'll take Hurts.
Okay, makes sense.
But that's asking for a lot,
Yeah, it is.
But year-to-year basis, if I had to have the quarterback for 10 years and you have the natural variety of team building when you're going to pay your quarterback and you're going to have the ups and downs as the roster changes, I think most years Dak could probably be better.
Yeah, I haven't. I was gonna make a joke. I can't even get to it. I
don't know what you're gonna say.
I can't even get to it.
That's funny.
But I do think they're kind of comparable in terms of like where I'd rank them.
Yeah. Okay. Kyle Shanahan.
Probably properly rated. He's considered one of the best offensive minds of the modern NFL, one of the best offensive coaches of all time. When you think about how the league has evolved, probably properly rated. Because he gets dinged for the lack of success. So nobody considers him one of the GOATs. So probably properly rated.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that because everybody's offense, at least like half the league, is a variant of him and his father's offense and what they do. And so you can have him there. If he did, if he wasn't one of the biggest chokers of the in the NFL, like he would be, like you said, like one of the greatest of all time. But hey, man, stuff happens.
Yeah. You made a couple Super Bowls. If you win one or two of them, you're considered a top 10 coach of all time. If not, hopefully history hopefully remembers you, but not guaranteed.
They won't.
That's sick.
If he doesn't win, they won't.
Because they're gonna remember his dude. His boy, his contemporary.
Next player.
Him.
Whoops.
Him.
Sean McVay.
Now this is an underrated coach, I think.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's probably properly rated because he's considered a genius, but it's properly rated, teetering towards underrated because this is one of the most influential coaches in NFL history. Though every modern offense, the way every single team abuses motion these days, abuses passing out under center in creative ways, all comes back to this man. He has completely shaped the modern NFL.
Sound like he should be underrated.
I can't say underrated when you just called him a genius.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's probably properly rated, but like it's definitely not overrated. Like Sean McVay, I mean, Kyle Shanahan, maybe you can tell me overrated because he doesn't get it done or yada, yada, yada. There's reasons to hate. Very few reasons to hate on Sean McVay.
Do you think he gets his flowers for...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, probably rated. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Legitimately one of the offensive GOATs.
Okay. Travis Kelce.
Ooh, what do you think about this one? Clearly a top 5 tight end of all time.
Yes, I'm going to say underrated right now because I know he still can't catch. I said that completely wrong.
Yeah.
I said that completely wrong. He is not receiving at the same level that he was 2-3 years ago.
Yes.
Naturally.
But
can't move like that no more.
Everybody always dings him for his blocking, and he's low key like he could block sometimes. Like
competent.
He be doing that sometimes. So I think from that standpoint, I think that's something that people haven't talked about as his receiving skills have gone down.
I don't know. Some people want to put him in like the GOAT tight end conversation, and that's probably a little bit overrated just because like people treat it like it's just him and Gronk because the only great tight ends of all time. And that's the conversation. When you have Tony Gonzalez, you have Shannon Sharp, you have Kellen Winslow, you have Antonio Gates. Like there's plenty of other great legends that he's top 5 for sure. I don't think he's top 1. And I think some people were trying to do that during the Super Bowl run.
Yeah, he can. Him and Shannon and Tony, they can fight for 2. Gronk has 1 locked up.
Agreed. Some people don't agree with that, but Gronk is to me is the prototype tight end.
He might be in a tier of his own.
Whew. All right. Big ass gap.
It's hard to people are getting mad at that because like he doesn't have the passing yards over his career as like Tony Gonzalez and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, because they sent 3 missiles to his knees every time he got the ball.
And he's so much better of a blocker than all those guys. Like and his peak, he probably doesn't have the best resume, but for peak, he's number 1.
Literally the only way to stop Gronk was to either tear his ACL or give him a concussion. Concussion
didn't even stop him. He came back stupider and stronger every time.
Next player, Jalen Ramsey.
Underrated.
Probably
at this
underrated.
Point in time,
Underrated.
Today,
Okay.
underrated.
Okay.
For his career, probably properly rated, but underrated. People kind of treat him like he's washed as fuck, and I don't think that's true whatsoever.
It's not true. Like he's definitely still a productive player. He can move around, and he's so versatile. And so like people like he's not winning right a Super Bowl on the Rams anymore, and so he's not like this like shut down corner the same way that he was, but he's still extremely productive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm happy to get him, and I think the national media was like, maybe you shouldn't be happy, maybe it's a bad bet. I'd feel good about it. Yeah, I'm not happy to lose Fitzpatrick, but I'm happy to get Jalen
Would you say
Ramsey.
he's like a top 15 corner right now?
Corner
or last year? Yeah.
Oh, I haven't thought about the list, but probably. I'm sure he's top 15.
Okay, that makes sense. Baker Mayfield.
Underrated. Underrated. I think.
Dude, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Dude, I looked at his numbers yesterday.
God, he gets a lot of praise. He gets a lot of praise. And there's a certain sector of like, what's the right phrasing here?
Say it.
Box score watcher adjacent fans that like to put him as like, he's a 6th or 7th best quarterback in the league. Like he gets a lot of hype from like fantasy football fans as being greater than he really is.
But I also think that a lot of people have discounted a lot of the growth that he's made because they said, okay, well, you had Dave Canales, you had Liam Cohen, your offensive line is good. And while all those things are true, Baker has also gotten better.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
And there has been times where he's the one making plays as well. And so I think from that standpoint of thinking that he's just a Liam Cohen merchant or he's just a Mike Evans merchant, I think that's wrong. And he is better than that.
I agree. one of the best leaders in the NFL, one of the best improvisation quarterbacks, making things happen in the red zone. So he has his strengths, has his weaknesses too, puts the ball in harm's way. He's a little bit erratic in the pocket. So probably properly rated overall because people gas him from like fantasy football stats, and then people underrate him because they're like, you're only great under Dave Canales and Liam Cohen. When, I don't know, first time you call me a Dave Canales merchant, fine. Second time, well,
I did it again.
Now I'm a 2-hit wonder. Like, it's fine. I think he's probably just a lot better now than he was back in the time.
He's about to have a whole EP of just great songs, just great hits.
So we'll go properly rated. He's like fringe top 10, top 13-ish quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, that feels right. Trevor Lawrence.
Overrated.
Got to be, right? Because, I mean, it's people will come around now to saying he stinks, but he came into the league as one of the most highly touted prospects of all time. Simply hasn't worked out. So by the nature of who you were touted to be, you were supposed to be the best quarterback of your generation when you were a freshman in college. Has to be overrated.
They're saying that Liam Cohen is going to come in here and try to figure things out. Listen, we gave you a pass with Urban Meyer. Cool. We gave you a pass with Doug Peterson. Cool. There's no more passes. There's no more passes. Either you come out here and you show that you are a top 12 quarterback, or I'm going to call you a fraud for the rest of your life. So pick one.
But it's hard to say overrated these days because nobody believes him anymore. Like,
yeah, that's also true.
Everybody's out on him completely.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
it's probably neutralized. But initially, he was so overrated that I guess he still carries the tag.
Okay. Troy Aikman. Throwing it back.
This is just mean. he's okay. So he's probably the most overrated quarterback in NFL history. Is what it is. A lot of people know that.
On what basis, though?
Well, you know what's funny? He's the OG Jalen Hurts in terms of discourse, in terms of like
the OG Jalen Hurts.
in terms of discourse, like about like having a stacked team and you're good enough to win and you win a lot, but people don't give you credit because there's so much talent around you that like you put a lot of quarterbacks there you would have won. He's kind of the genesis of that. So he's really good, obviously, but I think especially younger fans see the success and see Hall of Fame and assume he's like a top 5 to 7 peak of all time or anything like that. He's not. You know what I mean?
See, you remember what I said earlier? They don't respect leadership.
Oh
right?
my God.
That's exactly what I
He's
just
great.
said.
He's Hall of Famer for a reason. But I mean, if we have to pick one, people listen. If Twitter was around back then, the conversation would be a lot different.
And they would have been stupid then too. Because what do you? Oh, I could just put anybody back there and they'll win 3 straight championships. Word, word. We're just handing out 3-piece now. Gotcha.
Not anybody, but you know,
It's
what I'm
okay.
saying. That was the general discussion around him.
You got it.
I'm not even saying I agree, but that's the discourse around him.
I'll say this. I actually think so. I think that in his career, slightly underrated as a broadcaster. Yo, he's been hooping. I'm going underrated as a broadcaster.
No, shout out Trey, very likable player. And I don't have a fucking opinion on Trey Aikman. I'm just telling you what the conversation is around the under and overrated thing. I think most people would say overrated for that reason.
Okay.
But I am not invested in that debate at all.
No. Next player, Ed Reed.
He's very praised. One of the greatest safeties of all time. Gets his flowers. Hall of Famer. Still underrated. Still underrated.
Here we go.
Damn.
Still better than people realize. Truly one of the best defenders of all time.
I thought you were about to say overrated.
Of course not. One of the greatest defenders of all time.
Wow.
The only person. Listen, before a couple years ago, this is the only person that really made Bill Belichick smile. You know, like just before.
Oh, you're going to hell.
I'm just saying, right? Like,
the game don't change for Bill Belichick.
Listen, Bill Belichick respects a lot of talents. He respects Ed Reed's talent more than almost nearly anybody.
Different type of scouting these days. The game plans are different. Yeah. Somehow underrated.
That's what I'm saying. When Bill sees talent, he gives them their praise. I'm going
puts them in
underrated
positions
still.
of responsibility.
Exactly.
Jamal Charles.
Probably.
Come on, get it together.
I feel like he's pretty respected. I feel like he's probably properly rated. Jamal Charles gets his due. He's one of the most underrated running backs of his generation. Not underrated. He's one of the unheralded because the team success never came around. He played below AP and was always like overshadowed by LT, AP, etc. So he was always like perpetually the second or third best running back in the league. But I think he gets his flowers as being one of those like defining talents of his generation.
Yeah, I try to base, like, especially when we get to like this class of player, how many times a year do we get a mixtape of yours on Twitter? And I feel like 5 or 6 times a year, at least once a quarter, you get a 3-minute highlight tape of Jamal Charles. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, he gets his flowers, I think, and he deserves them. Very, very generational talent.
Yeah,
he's the prototype for speed backs forever.
Okay. Last player, Bo Jackson.
Donovan, take it away.
Listen, my elders would say that he's still underrated. I think as a football player, overrated. I think as just like a singular athlete, underrated.
There's no scenario in which he can be underrated. You can say properly rated as a singular athlete. He's called the best athlete to ever live by certain people that watch that documentary. You cannot be underrated.
Listen, man, you know what? You're right. But actually, no. This guy was shooting bow and arrows with his toes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
that ass?
I think you either...
Oh, he's a freak.
Either he's probably rated and
He's
you
into
do
a lot
think
of
he's
stuff,
one of the
okay.
best football players to ever grace this earth and he could go pro in any sport he wants and he's a rare physical specimen. Wilt Chamberlain put into the NFL field, put into MLB, probably rated. Or you think that's all mythology and is overrated. To each their own.
Okay.
I'll still go underrated. I don't know if they know that Bo knows.
What's crazy is I've heard you call him overrated so many times. Throughout my life.
I know. No, but that's what I said.
You are faking it for the cameras.
No, that's what I said. As a football player, overrated. But like
So
as
then-
a just like athlete,
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
yeah, as a just overall, I think underrated. But no, NFL running back, no, he's overrated. Like he was not getting it done like that.
Yeah, people treat him like he had 17 1,000-yard seasons or
Yeah.
something. Or even like in a short prime, they treat him like he had a 2,000-yard season or something crazy. Like,
Yeah,
the
it never
production
happened.
was never there.
It never happened.
And he got hurt. It's not his fault or anything. You know, it's not like he's a fraud, but people definitely like run with the. You know what this would be? This would be like if our generation had the Odell Beckham moment and we were like, GOAT, Jerry Rice. Like we held on to
Hey
that.
man, my bad, my bad.
So like he's
Damn.
Because I will be telling my kids that Odell.
That's a great comp. Wow.
Listen, if Odell didn't get hurt, that's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Josh Gordon, if the rules weren't archaic and if they didn't do him wrong, if he wasn't over policed, go.
Wow. Okay. And that's the last one.
And if I
Yes.
did Josh Gordon so wrong.
All right. Now I want to.
Which time? The first, second, and third time he got caught.
All of them. Guy can't smoke a little bit.
Wait, fill me in, please. Fill me in, please.
He was just like he had a problem with weed and he got
he couldn't stay off the weed.
yeah. And back then they really were like extremely punishing of it. And it's obviously lacks more these days across the world. But yeah, he had like a superstar talent just wasted because he couldn't stay off of the drug policy.
Yeah. Okay. Not that bad. I thought it was going to be something heinous.
No, he's not. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, he had gotten suspended for like the whole season though.
For that.
Yeah,
that is bullshit.
Multiple offenses of that.
That
People
is
treated him
bullshit.
like he was a crackhead.
That is bullshit.
It was ridiculous.
Bro, weed in 2010? Yes, you are a crackhead. Like,
I guess. I guess.
I see a joint. Oh my God. He's strung out.
Kids are crying.
That's terrible. All right, I want to play a 5-level game with you guys.
Okay.
But this time around, I want to do it with Super Bowl winners. Specifically, last year's winners,
Like
your
teams?
Eagles. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Teams. I want to see, would you rather have the 2024 Eagles or this Super Bowl winner?
Let's
on,
go.
Come on,
All right.
man.
Starting discourse. Level 1, the 2011 Giants.
I'm taking us. I'm taking us.
Listen, man, one quarterback beat Tom Brady.
If there's anyone who can look Jalen Hurts in the eyes.
It's JPP. Nah, we're going the Eagles.
Okay, easy conversation.
Different level of offensive production.
I agree. Level 2, the 2012 Ravens.
Yeah, I'm taking us.
Similar molds.
I'm taking us. I'm Ray Lewis. I got one RPO for you. Can you guard it? Let me see you in space.
Can you run sideline to sideline with Saquon Barkley? No, the Ravens have the better defense, but I'll go the Eagles for their offense.
Okay.
That man Ray Lewis had a torn tricep. Was on that deer antler spray. He's getting
He's getting older. If this was
I'm
like
on that.
2002 Ravens,
Yeah.
the young
Oh my
teams,
goodness.
then the Eagles might have to go home early.
You saw oh my goodness. You saw what we did to Mahomes. We would kill Joe Flacco.
Damn.
But I don't know, man. That Ravens defense might give the Eagles offense a little more. Obviously, we give more trouble than the Chiefs did.
Nah, we kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go Eagles though.
Level 3, 2024 Eagles or the 2017 Eagles.
Listen, man, Nick Foles was a different animal. We're going 2017.
Talk about stepping up to the fucking plate.
Talk about beating the GOAT, looking him in the eye, outperforming him. We're going 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I'm
this
lying.
is my two kids. my two kids. I can't do it. No, I'm taking 24.
Yeah, it's 524. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Similar firepower on defense, more firepower on offense, better quarterback. We'll give it to them.
17 was different though, man.
17 was amazing.
17 was different.
I'm only kind of kidding.
Pre Carson Wentz injury.
Yeah.
7. I'm about to start tearing up, man. 17 was different. You don't
we
understand.
gotta get him out of here. Before he starts crying.
You don't
Damn, bro,
understand.
It's gonna be a weird episode.
I went all that crying, man. Level 4, the 2024 Eagles or the 2019 Chiefs?
Yeah, we beat them too.
The 2020
Oh.
Chiefs? Yeah, 2020 Chiefs. This is where it ends. That offense, it would be a very different game if we had prime Travis Kelce, prime Tyreek Hill back there. When Patrick Mahomes had the ability to sling it down the field like that, 2020 Chiefs are better.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know about Guantanamo Bay. he doesn't know about Quinyon Mitchell.
And they had a good old no, 2020 Chiefs are better.
Okay, 2020 Chiefs, it is. Level 5.
The Moors are down. Oh my goodness. They were down in the fourth quarter by like double digits. We would have smoked them.
I don't know about
It's the
that one,
2020
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
We would have got them.
I don't know
I'm
about
taking
that one,
us.
Chiefs.
Okay, well, we'll give it to you just because it's debatable, but 2020 Chiefs.
Level 5, the 2013 Seahawks.
Smooth domination, 2013 Seahawks.
What you got against the Legion of Boom?
They would have Jalen Hurts in hell. He wouldn't know where to go.
You're really like that confident?
Listen,
I'm joking about the hell, but no, the 2013 Seahawks were better.
Yeah.
we'd get them. We'd get 'em.
We can say anybody, and you say we get them.
Like how would you
we'd
guys get
get
them?
'em.
What are the advantages?
I got all pro right there. I got all pro back here. I got all pro all up here. I got all pro all on the other side. I do think I will say.
You know what? So do they.
I will say the way that game had started, and if there was ever a team that you look at them and you're like, soft, pretty boy, it's that specific version of the Broncos. We aren't that, and we are a little bit more physical than them. I do think that they would have a very, very tough time guarding the run against us. Because I think that we can run the ball against anybody. We can get 5 yards against anybody.
Yeah, but good luck. I mean, they don't have to stack the box as aggressively as the Chiefs did. They don't have to sell out completely because they have actual talents. Good luck getting the deep balls off against that coverage
Yeah,
three
that's
with
fine.
Richard Sherman, Byron Maxwell, and Earl Thomas back there.
He can't guard you, Brown 101.
Oh my gosh. Based off of what? Just can't do it.
The 2013 Seahawks are the better team.
He can't do it.
We're not going to be sacrilegious. It's the 2013 Seahawks.
He can't do it.
That's funny as hell. All right.
But listen, the last year's team is a stacked roster, so you can put them up against a lot of teams in the modern era.
Where do you think they rank all time as a Super Bowl team? Are they like
I mean,
a top 10
top
team?
5, top
Never
3.
mind. Never mind. I didn't even ask that question. Never mind.
You know.
No, stupid conversation.
Never mind. Goddamn. All right.
Last thing we're going to do. Let's talk about these hot takes.
All right, let's get into these hot takes. You guys, we pulled out some of the best hot takes from the community, and I want you guys to react to them.
Yes, we're going to give them a W or an L. We asked you guys on a community post to give us your best hot takes for this coming season. It's time to let you know if you guys have a good take or a terrible take.
Let's see what they're talking about. Okay, first take. Michael Penix has a legit shot to win MVP out of nowhere this year.
Yeah, this guy's on drugs. This guy's on drugs.
It's a hot take, and we asked you for a hot take. You gave us one. It's an L take. It's not going to happen. But if you got a little more conservative and you told me Michael Penix could become a star this year and prove to us he's a Pro Bowl level quarterback,
Again, everybody makes the Pro Bowl. Can he be the third best quarterback in the division?
Whoa.
in the division,
I think he could do that.
of course you can do that.
That's not that hard.
What the fuck?
Is it? Is it? Yo, he loves Bryce Young.
Dude, what are you
that too.
talking about? He's going to be the second best quarterback in the division. I'll be shocked if he's not the second best quarterback in the division.
I think it's up for debate probably a little bit, but
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, if things go well for Penix, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be. Like, the ceiling is you should be the second best quarterback in the division.
He has
like that.
all the tools to do that. But again, we just have to see it. But MVP? Hell no.
L take.
he understood the assignment.
He
Though.
did, though. I appreciate the audacity as a Falcons fan, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You got to be.
Justin Herbert finally silences all the doubters and wins MVP, and the Chargers win the AFC West over the Chiefs.
W take.
In parentheses for Isaac.
Guaranteed.
Shut the fuck up.
Put it
Listen,
in the history books.
half W? V?
V?
Like a V? Because he's not winning MVP, but like, can they get the AFC West on another down year if the O-line doesn't come together for Kansas City? Can they get there?
I'm two types of people.
I'll go V take.
There's two
Okay.
things about me. I'm not going to doubt the Kansas City Chiefs ever until proven otherwise. But I'm also not going to stop Chargers slander. I mean, I'm also not going to stop Chargers glaze ever.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a W take.
Okay.
We'll simply will it into existence. As will happen.
As a hot take, I kind of like that.
It's not the worst hot take. You know, they're a great team. They're a very good team that could become a great team. That's always possible across the NFL. So,
how do you feel about the first half of the take? You think there's any chance he has won a 10?
Not with that receiving core.
Well, I think that if there was a reason why, it would be because of that. But I don't think they're gonna have a high enough volume offense.
Is Lag going for 2K?
I mean, it's really a Trey Harris also as a star, which isn't impossible, I suppose. But when you compare him, he's gonna be going against Lamar and going against Josh Allen every year. Those guys are gonna have stupid counting stats.
Okay.
So he's probably never gonna be able to be in that conversation. But if you told me he was top 5 on the ballot, sure, that's within possibility.
All right. Next take. The Jets will actually make the playoffs for the first time in 14 years, and Justin Fields will be the offensive player of the year.
Hey,
I
man,
said, give us hot take. Y'all started huffing glue. Y'all started huffing glue.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
fired up the Sharpie.
Yo, they got these new exotic crayons, bro. God damn.
Offensive player of the year?
Yeah,
Good
that's
Lord.
a lot. That's a lot.
This is not Ohio State.
This is not Madden.
Yeah, it's an L take.
L
Very,
take.
very clearly.
I respect the
playoff aspect.
Yeah, I respect giving the Jets a better chance of being competent than people think. I think there's a world where they're a solid team. If their defense comes back on, Aaron Glenn continues to be a great DC and it transitions well to head coach. If he instills a good culture there and they're back to being an elite defense with a good D-line and good secondary, they could be a fringe playoff team.
Yeah, I like
But Justin Fields, offensive player of the year, you're hoping for Jesus Christ to come back to earth. You're hoping for some crazy shit to happen.
Damn. All right, next take. If either Zach Wilson or Mac Jones gets a chance because of injury, they will have a Darnold-like breakthrough and be a starter elsewhere in 2026.
Okay. Sure. If bad quarterback become good quarterback, hot take. Okay.
These guys are not good.
Nah.
It's not going to happen.
They're not the reclamation projects to have this for. I guess it's a more fun conversation to say who is that reclamation project that could get this to happen.
Honestly, if it would happen, I would say Zach Wilson. Just because
the arm talent they cultivated the right way.
The arm talent, you have an actual offensive mind instead of whatever the hell they were doing in New York. Like maybe he can get up to a certain place, and you put him in a situation where if Tua goes down, it's Waddle, it's Tyreek. You have him throwing a lot of screens. His completion percentage gets really high. Like
I guess
maybe, but overall, nah.
Yeah, not those two names, but interesting idea. I wonder. This doesn't happen very often. A Sam Darnold type of year or Geno Smith type of recovery from a bust career to start rarely happens. So it probably won't happen this year. Damn sure won't happen with Mac Jones. I'll tell you that.
Okay. The Rams will shock everyone and win the Super Bowl. The offense is a top 3 unit with the addition of Devontae Adams and Jared Verse.
Okay.
Leads the defense of the DPOY caliber season.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
As far as hot takes go, though, asking for a hot take, this isn't a bad one. I'll give you W for audacity and for being the realm of possibility. We've seen this team have to revamp their offense and have to revamp the talent around them and catch lightning in a bottle. Anytime you have Sean McVay, anytime you have Matthew Stafford, and especially anytime you got 2 elite receivers, you can have a year where you have a top offense in the league. Will the offensive line hold up and be good enough to make Matthew Stafford be comfortable? I don't know, but it's possible. And the defense, the young defensive line talent is insane. If you tell me they have an elite defense too, also possible. Everything about this is possible.
Sounds like he understood the assignment. This is a W hot take.
Yeah, they're not my pick out the NFC, but it's possible.
W take. Scrub, W take for you.
Donovan's a hater.
You really don't like the Rams, man.
Nah, man, I really they've gotten too big for their britches.
Okay. The Eagles, after losing many pieces in free agency, will slightly fall off, going 11-6 and placing second in the division to the Commanders. Ooh.
How's it feel to be stupid, buddy? How's it feel to be dumb? Yeah, that's it.
11-6 sounds very steep.
No other comments from Eagles fan? You don't want to defend yourself?
Nah, man. Listen, I can't be focused on the outside noise. You know, I just we have to go to work and that's it.
We have to execute with line up and be better than the man in front of us.
Yeah, this sounds like it's straight hate.
I'm not even worried about the Commanders. I'm worried about the 53 people in that building who are working on our ultimate goal. That's what I'm worried about.
I'll take, I guess.
That's funny as hell. Hurts is a top 3 QB right now.
This
is your backup account.
No, but this
you
also
got caught.
This also
Froggy does stuff. Donovan Smoot.
Exactly.
Same person.
Your favorite animal is a frog?
again,
You be doing stuff all the time, random stuff.
Listen, I don't even care about this.
You always getting full.
I don't even care about this. Wait, what'd you say?
You always getting full.
You always doing stuff.
Yeah, you always do be doing stuff.
We're just saying brain rot doesn't get it. Is Jalen Hurts top 3 quarterback? W take or L take? Eagles fan?
I don't even care about the take. I don't care. I don't care about the take because you can never get too high or too low. You understand? You can't let any of the outside noise, whether good or bad, change how you feel about yourself and your preparation. Right? So I don't even care about any of this. Right? I don't.
L take.
Fuck is wrong with you? Okay.
L take.
Omarion Hampton will be a top 10 running back, and the Chargers will get to the AFC Championship.
Honestly, I think it's the top 10 running back conversation is not hard to break into.
It's not.
It's not hard at all. The 10th best running back is like James Cook or Devon Achane or something. If you tell me first round pick Omarion Hampton can be that good, that's perfectly possible. Those are good running backs, but it's not like it's like a top 10 receiver conversation where there's 10 all pro level guys. Like it's very possible for Omarion Hampton to be better than James Cook.
And if Hampton is a top 10 running back, and you have him, and you have Justin Herbert, you have Lad McConkey, and you have guys who are minimum top 12 at all of their positions, we can get somewhere.
Yeah, if you tell me they have once again have a top 5 defense like last year, have an elite quarterback, and they have a running back as good as Josh Jacobs or something, yeah, that's a contender.
You can win a couple games like that.
Okay. Is this a hot take though?
Yes, because nobody thinks the Chargers are getting to the championship.
The second part's a hot take. The Omarion Hampton being top 10 is not a hot take. That's a reasonable prediction.
Okay.
AFC Championship game, I'm not getting that confident.
That's a nice like bold prediction.
Yeah, it's on the high end because it's hard to do that as a rookie, but it's very possible.
All right, I guess W take. Mahomes will not have a redemption year and will play just as bad as last year, along with Travis Kelce being bad again this year.
Hot take is hilarious. Mahomes stinks. Mahomes will still stink. No, I think he'll have a better year numbers wise. Their offensive weapons keep getting slightly better. Eventually, we'll hit a point where they're good enough that they can get their shit off again. I feel good about Mahomes redeeming himself numbers wise. It's not he's in the goddamn Super Bowl. He only has so much redeeming to actually do. But I feel good about him having the type of year that makes the casuals that hate on him less.
I don't think it's crazy to feel like this because I think that when people say like, are we gonna get Mahomes back? It's like, is Mahomes gonna throw for like throw 50 out the window, but like, can he throw for 40 touchdowns again and high 4,000 yards, all that type of stuff? I don't know if that's gonna happen again, but it'll be better. But I don't know if it's gonna be better to the point of like, oh, old Mahomes is back.
Yeah, no. It's pretty hard to capture lightning in a bottle like 2019, 2020. But I do think it's a pretty big difference having Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown for the whole year if they stay healthy. And if Jalen Rose is good, like they just need to be good enough, and they've been so far below good enough supporting cast wise for the last few years.
Yeah.
It's a fucking miracle. The fact they made the Super Bowl last year is the biggest indictment on the Bills and Ravens ever. That team was so far from good enough.
Wow.
It is embarrassing.
Wow.
But I do think they'll be good enough this year. So I think he'll have once again some gaudy numbers.
Okay. Bucky Irving rushes for 2,000 yards.
I'll take. Because why is Bucky Irving not rushing for 3,000 yards?
What the hell?
You need to look inward and realize you're not doing enough.
Exactly.
Set your goals higher. More yards.
What is wrong with you?
More rushes.
God.
But I'm the best. But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Nah, man, yeah. Bucky Irving, 2,500 yards.
Book it.
Stamp it.
Not rushing. Not all purpose. Rushing.
Yeah, Bucky Irving stands over here.
Just on the ground.
No, I do love Bucky Irving. Take off 600 and maybe I'll be with you.
Okay. Kirk Cousins is a starter for a different team before the season is over.
Man, if they had Wong Dong in the NFL, he'd be playing for them. He'd be playing for the Wong Dong Tigers.
They're gonna start NFL Europe up again just to send Kirk Cousins over there.
He needs to be on the flag football teams.
Wow.
Hey, flag football would be the worst sport ever for Kirk Cousins. You need the opposite of his skill set.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But okay, so what team is most likely to need to trade for Kirk Cousins in week 7?
Man, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore. Go coach your children.
Captain Kirk, come
coach
on now.
their teams. They need somebody. Stop letting the social studies teacher be their coach. Go do that.
You know what's gonna happen? Anthony Richardson gonna be injured. Isn't gonna win that job. Dan Jones gonna win it. Daniel Jones also fucking sucks, and we're treating him like he's a safer option. Not a safe option. He sucks. They trade for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins saves Shane Steichen's job. It's in the...
Wow, Kirk Cousins saving someone's job. I thought
How
I
you
heard
go
that.
ass on ass on ass?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, this will be Tua's final year starting for the Dolphins, and he will be replaced by Quinn Ewers before the season ends.
This is the most mean thing you can say about a quarterback. Not that he'll get benched. Everybody can get benched. He might get hurt. Anything's possible. Replaced by Quinn Ewers is quite the indictment on your opinion on Tua. That is rude.
That's kind of crazy. Final year starting?
Listen, okay, if you rework this take and you say that Quinn Ewers is going to start the Week 18 game for the Dolphins,
Okay.
I'm with it. I believe that.
There's so many possibilities of that happening. I can agree to that.
I believe that.
Sounds like an L take, though.
It's the Nell take.
Mike Tomlin's winning season streak ends this year because Aaron Rodgers is officially washed.
Mm-hmm. They are taking my black man down, and I don't like it. But this is true.
No.
This is true. I don't. Yo, man.
He's not that bad. He's not Kirk Cousins.
He's annoying.
That doesn't matter.
What they
Yes,
got to do
it does.
with like
when your entire thing is we have the best culture in the NFL, and then you come in with bad culture, I can't allow that
You're
to
infecting
happen.
the waters.
I can't.
You're a disease.
I'm very, very scared that this is going to happen.
If they got it done with Russell Wilson, they can get it done with Aaron Rodgers. He's not worse than the quarterbacks they had last year. I think they'll be fine.
Russell Wilson is going to show up and be a professional, whatever that means.
Russell Wilson was not the just epitome of locker room presence these past couple of years. Russell Wilson went out like a diva when he got washed.
He's also annoying, but annoying in a different way. But like
That
it's
too.
different.
But it's Russell Wilson wasn't like some willing mentor to young quarterbacks or anything. Like Russell Wilson's also been a lot.
All right, when you start hearing Alex Jones play in the background of Mike Tomlin meetings, don't be surprised when they go 7-10.
Jalen Warren gets hurt. Vaxxed.
that's crazy. And that's the last one, man. Facts.
Oh, what a shit show.
Oh,
The last thing we're going to do, we're going to do some blind rankings.
Hmm.
We're going to pull up the site that we commonly use on TD3. We're going to blind rank some NBA players. You guys know how this works. We got 5 players here, different categories. We got to rank them 1 through 5 without knowing who's coming next. First off, I guess it's the defensive players. First name, we got Aaron Donald.
He won?
Keep him at 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's very few names in NFL history you can make me feel bad about, and even those will be debatable.
Someone like me knew that, man.
Myles Garrett.
Shit. Is he 2 or 3?
Okay, so maybe we go 2 just in case they put like JJ Watt. I don't know if this is all time. Maybe they
These
put
are
like
great
Reggie White or
names.
something. 3 or 4.
Tough. I'll go 3
Okay,
because Miles Garrett on his is just a force. You
Yeah,
have to
truly
put him at
dominant.
3.
in the run and the pass, 3 safe.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence. Oh my
5.
God, we're going cross position.
Wait,
5.
what the fuck? Wait. Okay.
Okay,
5 easy.
so all bets are off. We don't know what's coming next.
Yeah. All right.
Number 5, pretty fucking easy. Brett Favre. No, that slots into 2. Fine, I guess.
Okay,
You know, sure.
I can see that.
MVPs. Aaron Donald's on the ghosted position. Brett Favre isn't, but MVP that can go number 2.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll allow it.
Josh Jacobs at 4. Hey, this is a perfect list. It's fucking insane. The names
This is
we
my
got, but it
first
worked out.
NFL blind ranking.
This
We
is
did
a
it.
crazy collection of names, but it worked out.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about this.
I'm
NFL
very
stuff,
proud of
man.
this right now.
This is, dude, the cross position is crazy.
That's actually so nuts. There's so much to talk. 5.
5.
5.
Trevor Lawrence,
Damn, 5.
Please don't be our quarterbacks.
Nick Bosa.
Mm.
Okay, so we got a
3?
DPOY.
3, 4.
It's a DPOY. That makes you think we should be 2 or 3.
We'll go 3.
Okay, I don't know how many Hall of Famers are going to be on here.
Me either, but
3 sounds safe.
he's not.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
Ooh.
is better than Nick Bosa.
Is he? That's close. It's a he did win a DPOY. Like, it's not like we're talking about Joey Bosa.
I think you can convince yourself 4, right?
You can go 2 or 4. I think.
I would like to go 2. I think the impact Tyreek has had on some winning is very, very meaningful to me.
All right, we'll go 2. I'll let you have it. Chris Jones. This is tough. I mean,
But it's also 4 though. It's probably 4.
I guess we can't.
Are we cooked already?
I think this will decide if we're cooked or not.
Mm.
We might get a scrub and feel bad about it, or we might. Okay, so he's worse than Joey. You could say he's worse than Nick Bosa, but I feel like we're not going to get a player better than Tyreek Hill and Nick Bosa on here.
Let's roll the dice.
I feel we're
think.
better off on Chris Jones at 1, just playing the game.
if we already lost, it just depends on how you want to lose.
I put Tyreek at 2. That was my call.
Chris Jones, your 1.
It's your call.
Number 4, Antonio Brown. This list is just impossible to comprehend. I don't know. This is
Damn.
This, I guess, if we. So Antonio Brown should be 1.
Yeah, we should have put him 1.
Nick Bosa 2. Tyreek Hill. Chris Jones 3. Tyreek Hill 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we would have had a better chance putting Chris at 4.
Can I make this the same position?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting regardless.
Yeah, this is tough.
Like,
Okay.
there's so much mental gymnastics we're going to have to go through.
Brett Favre.
3.
2.
2?
2. Yeah, listen,
right.
won an MVP. Has his pitfalls, but we can put
Has
MVP
a
at
ring?
2. We can go Devontae Adams.
This is so weird now. This is the weird part for me.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
5?
5 or 4.
Let's go 5.
Yeah, there's
No, wait. 5?
there might be
Yeah.
a
I
scrub.
think he is the worst.
You don't
I
want to say
think
room
4
for
is
one
safe.
scrub?
I think you should.
All right.
Yeah.
It's gonna end up being disrespectful to Devontae, but
If they pull out some bullshit and we put them above Devontae Adams, we'll feel bad.
Yeah.
4, Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Stephon Diggs can be
Feel
below
good.
Devontae Adams.
yeah,
feel good.
Okay.
They're probably, at
We'll
their
allow
peak,
it.
they're probably comparable, but I'd
Yeah.
rather have Devontae.
Okay.
Allow it.
Drew Brees.
That's 1.
1.
He's better than Brett Favre.
He
Yeah.
is
He is certainly to me
much
better than Brett Favre.
That's not really debatable.
Better chance of winning. Ranks higher all time, I'm sure. Number 1. Number 3, Jalen Hurts.
This is cool. This is great.
Nah, Devontae Adams should have been above him. But it's not the worst. We could have did
You
better.
put the
worse.
3 quarterbacks.
Yeah. You got
Positional value.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly. That's
we
what I'm
put
saying.
the higher value position.
Exactly.
if I had an opportunity to draft Jalen Hurts or Devontae Adams, I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
We
easily.
ignore the fact that Devontae Adams is probably a Hall of Fame talent, but quarterbacks matter more, so Jalen Hurts goes to 3.
Exactly.
If Jalen Hurts was to win another Super Bowl, you think he'd be a Hall of Fame talent?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, 2 Super
He
Bowls
is
are pretty
2?
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna put Eli Manning in the Hall
Yeah.
of Fame. So.
And he's a long way to go, so it's pretty young, so he'll probably accumulate a lot of good years. Maybe.
So you're telling me Hall of Fame means none no more.
Next one. DeMarcus Ware. Ooh. So one of the best pass rushers of his era, not necessarily like one of the best of all time. That 2 or 3?
3?
Be safe.
Yeah.
It's always safe to start off at 3. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know if we might regret this.
Nah, I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'll sleep at night.
Patrick Mahomes.
1.
1. Easy.
Easy one.
Easy 1.
What if they pull out like?
It's
I don't
Lawrence
think
Taylor.
It's Patrick
Okay,
Mahomes.
all right, all right.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
But you know what? You don't want to save this spot. Just
It's
what if it's a
Patrick
go at
Mahomes.
Lawrence Taylor,
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Ed Reed?
Patrick Mahomes.
All right, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes number 1. Walter Jones, one of the greatest left tackles of all time. 2. He should be above DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah.
Are we in a week? Okay.
Yeah, he should be above DeMarcus Ware. Minka Fitzpatrick, fucking 5.
Damn.
No disrespect to Minka Fitzpatrick, but look at the names above him.
He's just going back and forth between Pittsburgh and Miami.
Yeah, this is not the same caliber player. And number 4, Randy Moss.
Ah.
Randy Moss should have been 3 probably or 2 for like at their position. Actually,
He should be Randy should be 3, DeMarcus should be 4. And then I'd be happy.
yeah, I mean Randy Mahomes and Walter Jones are all like one of the best talents of all time at their position. So put in whatever order you want. But DeMarcus Ware should have been 4.
I think we did the best that we possibly
Listen,
could.
I'll sleep well at night saying I overhyped DeMarcus Ware rather than disrespected him.
I
like
didn't
the way
know
you
Randy
think.
was I didn't know Randy was gonna show up. That's not on me. So
No, it is on you. Take some responsibility.
nah. I won't.
I don't want to.
I don't like that.
It's not my fault. One more. Nick Bosa. Let's do one more. I'm tired of this.
5.
I'm tired of seeing Nick Bosa. Travis Kelce.
3?
2, 3.
3. They've been doing a really good job of giving us like
A lot of Hall of
some
Famers.
stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
3
we'll go
sounds fair
3.
then.
3 safe. Ray Lewis. Ooh.
Is he 2?
Ray 1. I mean, that's like
That's
best
the-
at your position.
He has to go middle linebacker.
Okay.
I'll go 1.
You
I
want to
would
save
like
it for
to-
Do you want to save it
QB?
for like one of the GOAT quarterbacks? Maybe.
Yeah.
That's Ray Lewis though.
You're right. Unless they pull out Tom Brady, we're not gonna feel bad about it. And even then, we might feel decent. We'll go 1.
Okay.
Darrell Revis.
All right.
Revis versus Kelsey. Who's better at their prime for their position? Oh,
Peak for peak.
probably Kelsey, but Revis could go 2. We could go 2 or 4. Like Revis Island
4
was a
sounds
dominant
safe.
era.
We have to go. Let's go 2.
Let's go 2. Fuck it.
Let's respect Darrell Revis.
In all facets of life, I'm respecting Darrell Revis. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going down respecting Darrell Revis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite player when I was like 7 years old. Stephon Diggs, 5.
Damn.
Nice and simple, clean cut, no debate here. Makes it easy for the rest of it. We can feel bad about who goes at 4. Cross your fingers. Larry Fitzgerald. That is the perfect list. Absolutely perfect. This is
and
the best one we've ever done.
Wow.
You did
Okay.
You got the GOAT linebacker, a top 7 cornerback of all time, a top 5 tight end of all time, top whatever the fuck in Larry Fitzgerald, whatever you want to call it, and then a non-legend in Stephon Diggs. Perfect.
Streets are rewriting Larry Fitzgerald's.
You saw that?
Are they?
I did.
What are they doing?
People were looking back to the year he had like 5 quarterbacks and they all sucked. He had a season where he had 156 targets, below 900 yards. 156 targets today would be the most in the NFL by far.
Jesus Christ.
That's a metric fuck ton of targets for about the same amount of yards that Marvin Harrison Jr. had in his rookie year.
Jesus. Damn. That's crazy.
But he had like 5 starting quarterbacks, and the best one was Kevin Cobb, who sucks.
And what year was that too in his career?
It was the middle of his career. Well,
Middle of his career?
he wasn't
Oh.
washed yet.
But it was
wow,
like
damn,
peak
this
of
is
his powers,
prime?
though.
Yeah, he was great.
This is a prime year. Wow.
Great.
No, that stat was about the team. He had
Yeah,
5
that's
starting
crazy.
quarterbacks, and the best one was Kevin Cobb.
Damn, bro. That's nasty.
You don't know about the discourse of Kevin Cobb back in the day when he was in the Eagles? He stinks. There was a QB battle when Michael Vick came out of jail. It was Kevin Cobb or Michael Vick. Kevin Cobb stunk. And
He had a concussion like week 1. We were playing the Packers like week 1. Just got his head just mashed into the ground, and then Vic came in. We still lost the game, but Vic played well.
Oh my
with that
god.
being said, that's the end of this episode.
Damn, wait, I just realized we forgot to do the Mo You Know. But ironically enough, too, the Mo You Know I had saved earlier today, we actually talked about it. It was about contract disputes, and I was so shocked at how NFL rookies are able to sit down and argue about offset language, which you talked about as well.
Yeah.
And when I went into that deep dive, I understand that fully. We don't need to rehash that. Yo, Bo Jackson is a wild dude. I didn't know that he went ahead and he was selected number 1 overall. Said fuck you. He ain't listened to my requests. Didn't want to go ahead and get drafted. Didn't go ahead and follow those instructions or whatever. Next year he was drafted in the 7th round. Madness. That's crazy.
And with that being said, if you're still here, comment shout out Bo Jackson, or comment Bo Jackson is a wild dude. I want to see a lot of Bo Jackson in the comments.
Facts.
With that being said, we'll see y'all next week.